Man, guys, I got a lot of exciting baseball news to talk about today. And I tell you, um, Monday, that was good stuff right there. I don't get a lot of opportunities to talk baseball, but getting a good 30 minutes, you know, having L there to bounce those conversations back off of, that was good times right there. Having you guys in the conversation with me, I want that to be a regular stable of the channel, guys, where we can sit there and talk baseball because it is my favorite sport after all, and why the hell not? This is supposed to be a catch-all, right? Talk about any and everything. I may not follow all the other sports, but hell, shit, you guys want to bounce up other topics, other sports as well? Hit me. We'll talk about that stuff too. I'm open. Ooh, that's good. That's a good drink. I like that. Kinky Red, it's called. Tantalizing of fresh watermelon and strawberry, or tantalizing fusion of fresh watermelon and strawberry. I like it. We are gonna have a little co-host today, guys, but just running a little bit behind. Not a big deal. Just before we, I don't want to start the main conversation because obviously I want the co-host to be part of it. So just gonna wait for a couple of you guys to jump in. Update, guys. Some of the little bit of drama that's been happening. I guess one of the guys that was up in the live stream a couple days ago, really good with computers, and he was able to find the culprit. So luckily, some of that drama that's happened, it's been situated, it's been rectified, and I think we're good now. So that's pretty awesome, and hopefully we could find out why this other person was targeting me now. And I mean, I'm sorry that these events happened to the guy that it was happening to, but I don't want to obviously talk about too much, but just gonna leave it at that. The situation's done, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. Hopefully, oh, sorry. Hey, what's up, Al?
Hey, how's it going? Hear me okay?
Oh yeah, man.
Sorry, I was watching I ate dinner late. I got off work late, and then I ate dinner late, and I went home to the kitchen before we live stream because
Nah, you're good.
For an hour or two, I'm like, oh man, by the time I get back to the kitchen, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I was just letting the guys know that one of the viewers that were in our live stream in the past, I guess he's really good with computers and doing backgrounds and whatnot. He was able to track down who I guess the scammer guy was or whatever. So they were able to, I guess, find his name, find his account or something. So I guess that situation has been resolved. So
you haven't noticed much lately.
What's that?
You haven't noticed much of him lately, have you?
Well, yeah. I mean, what's going on between me and the other guy? Hopefully that's done. Hopefully now.
Good.
Hopefully, yeah. He now realizes that I wasn't the person he was looking for.
Okay.
But the question now we have to ask ourselves, what the heck was the other guy's problem with me? That he was using my name to mess with this guy in the first place. So now I have that guy to worry about. Like, why? Like, what the heck is so special about me?
Okay, because you still think somebody was using your name to scam the original person who started kind of stalking you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So
like 3D or 4D chess right there.
Yeah. So it's like
okay.
We solved one issue, but we gotta solve another issue. Like, why? What's the problem with this other guy now?
I mean, Matthew Watson is probably. Well, did they use your middle name?
Yeah, they were using mine. Yeah,
they're using the full thing. Yeah. That's why I always get nervous about putting my real name out there online. Like they would say, would you rather be rich or famous? Rather be rich.
Yeah.
And nobody know me, so I can go to the. I'm just trying to think like all the famous people trying to just go to the grocery store or whatever. You can't. Or just
yeah.
Oh, we talked about it, like going through the airport and stuff. And can I have your autograph? Well, good.
It's, um, yeah. So
A little red from all the cooking and running around.
yeah, but dude, there is a lot of freaking highlights, baseball highlights, man. I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm freaking excited. Like,
I've been a
here's
Cub fan
the
too long. I think my natural state is doom and gloom. So it takes a lot. Even when they finally won the Game 7, I kind of just sat there in the moment for a couple minutes. Right. I didn't react. I'm just kind of like I'm dreaming. Right. Pinch me or
here.
whatever.
Here's some good news that I think all of us Cubs fans are going to absolutely love.
Shout out to Butters. I didn't,
ABBA, man,
I didn't know BBA was such a
absolutely.
big South Park fan. No, I'm just kidding. His dog's name's Butters, right? Yeah. It's
Yeah, man.
a good name.
Hey,
Good name for a dog.
huge shout out to Baby Butters, man. Hey, I tell BB all the time, we are going to make a Butters action
You need
figure.
to. Yeah. After
And it's
seeing that.
not going to be some little small accessory that we include for the figure either. We are literally going to make a
Ooh.
actual LGN size figure.
Wow.
I mean, it may not be no 8-inch figure. It might be something like 5 inches or something. But I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Mm.
On my iPad, unfortunately, all my text messages show up at the top, and it gets annoying. So I was trying to drag it out.
Mm.
Um, that would be pretty cool because I'm thinking like the CM Punk has the little Larry. I
Thanks so
got
much,
both of
Jay.
those, and then I think who are they? Were they the Quebecers? Had little Fifi. I never saw him wrestle, but I got the either KWK or Figure Collections has a 2-pack, and
You said,
it comes with a little like a French poodle.
are you talking about the British Bulldogs
No, they
for
do
Epic
too. Now they
for
do
Epic
too.
Toys?
It's I think it's Figure Collection because I yet to have. I don't think I have any grapplers and gimmicks yet because I need to get a second job. No, I'm just kidding.
Didn't Epic Toys have Matilda or something?
Well, big rubber guys.
Well, I know that. Well, yeah, they definitely have LJN.
One of them has.
The white pants version had the Matilda,
I'm pretty sure
but
it's KWK. I'm going to go to J&J Figures because that's where I bought it. There was a massive KWK sale over Christmas, and I bought a few. Basically, I think I had like one Barry Horowitz, one Max Moon, one of each, because they put them on sale. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy some variants.
bone breaking actions comment here. It's not ages, it's 5. I've heard that
Well,
before.
see, that's what I was just going to say. I heard 5 is about the average for figure length.
That's so funny.
It's really more about figure girth, I've heard. It's not the size of the figure; it's how you play with it. I'm kind of interested.
My dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the Rene Dupree figure from KWK comes with a dog.
Don't know why you're doing all that.
They're just real friendly around here.
No, I don't want to respond because you're doing too much.
You've let them tire themselves out. It could have been there if they have a stuck keyboard or something. Or did you delete it or did they? Maybe they did.
No, yeah.
Oh well. But anyway, it was the Rene Dupree character. Comes with a little dog. I don't know. I never watched him wrestle. I've seen his podcast, so I don't know even the dog's name. But it's kind of a cute little thing. But it's just a little.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Bowman. So I see that screen name and I'm like, because they're having a lot of issues, and I'm like, is that a legitimate one or is that just I can't even tell anymore.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I got shiny. I was looking at my emails. But yeah, so baseball.
Yeah, man. Check this out. Here's some good news that I think every Cubs fan in the world is gonna enjoy.
No, not possible. They're the Cubs.
Nolan Arenado no longer in the division.
I didn't hear that. What happened?
Nolan Arenado no longer gonna freaking dominate freaking Cubs pitching anymore.
I think we were the only ones keeping him alive at some point because after he left Colorado.
Yeah, man, traded to the freaking Diamondbacks.
I didn't know that. For what?
Pitcher Martinez. I forget what his first name was. And hold on. I'm trying to think if that's the same Martinez that pitched for the Cardinals before.
Do the Cardinals need to make payroll or something? Do we know why he traded him? I don't even know what he makes. Did he have a bad year? I don't even remember. This is the
I
baseball
mean,
stuff I haven't kept up with. I've been into
his career's been on the downside for a number of years, but like I
ever
think he's
since.
been just completely dissatisfied with the front office in
Yeah.
St. Louis,
Yep.
and he just wanted out.
But
And
they let him.
basic, and they gave away basically a future Hall of Famer for, I mean, one starting pitcher. Really, that's what they got. They get for Nolan Arenado. To me, when I think Nolan Arenado, I think a 275, 300 hitter. I think 40 home runs. I think 120 RBIs. I think
And
Gold Glover.
I was just gonna
That's
say he plays
Nolan.
great defense. He's everything.
That's
Yeah.
Nolan Arenado to me.
I wish he was on the Cubs when the Cardinals first got him. I'm like, oh crap. Nolan's in
Yeah,
our division. Bad.
absolutely. So I'm like, to me, that will always be how I feel about Nolan Arenado. Right? I'm gonna just call him Nolan because I'm
Yeah.
gonna butcher the last name.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Arredondo. Is there another S syllable in there somewhere?
I'm gonna every time I say his name fast, I'm gonna always kind of say it really messed up. So.
And then you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable, and then people are like, what are you talking about? You ever do that? I try to do that with the words, but it's hard to do.
So, I mean, he's still going to go to Arizona, and he's going to put up 40 home runs out in the desert.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it: Houston, Arizona, Colorado. Those are three places you're going to go to. You're always going to slug like crazy. So,
unless you're Chris Bryant and you get hurt. So I was just going to say this is the second worst trade or whatever that Nolan Arenado's been in. I don't think they traded him, but the Rockies inexplicably traded him to the Cardinals, and then went out and gave Chris Bryant tons and tons of money when he was still hurt. It didn't have a great year with the Cubs or the Giants, and I'm like, why would you trade? I mean, I'm a Chris Bryant fan as the next guy. He helped us win the title, right? But Arenado has always been better than Bryant. And
oh yeah, definitely.
And so to go from Arenado to Bryant, and you're paying him Arenado money, I'm like, why did you do that, Colorado? Now you see why they struggle at competing.
Yeah, and
Bum's here.
I just don't freaking understand that. Like, why the heck?
Okay, that makes sense. You think he was disgruntled is why they traded him. I didn't hear that. I didn't check the news today.
Oh man. I've always heard fantastic things about St. Louis. Like I always hear first class organization across the board. Like everyone and their mom wants to come to St. Louis to play for the Cardinals.
Baseball town. I want to hate them because I'm a Cub fan, but yeah, you got to originally admit it.
Like Mark McGwire comes over from the Athletics. He's there for half a season.
Yeah.
Signs an immediate extension. Guys like Jim Edmonds comes from the Anaheim and signs an extension. Paul Goldschmidt comes over from Arizona, signs an extension. Because
they kept him. Goldschmidt's still a Cardinal.
No, I think he's is he on the Yankees now?
Did he already move on? Okay, but for a time they had both Goldschmidt at first and then Arenado at third.
Yeah, and
I'm glad they didn't win with him. I thought they should have. I don't know what other. I think they couldn't pitch maybe, and then when they could pitch, they couldn't hit. It's age-old problem.
But I'm like, they're constantly getting these absolutely amazing players, right? And most people are like, no, we don't want to stay here. We don't have no loyalty to this organization. We've been here half a season, or maybe we come over in the off season. We're here for a full season, but we want to test the free agency. We want to get that money.
Yep.
So Lewis, it's different. They have a habit of signing these players, and I'm like hearing that Nolan Arenado is freaking dissatisfied. What has changed over the years that makes St. Louis an undesirable location now?
If you notice, St. Louis, I mean, they would always compete. And last couple of years, they haven't been competitive, right? It's been kind of weird to see St. Louis struggle. I mean, even when they don't have the talent, they at least finish 500 and be in the mix. Not anymore, right? They're like distant third and fourth. It's Brewers, Cubs, and then is there any other division left? Occasionally, the Reds will be good this year. Oh, sure, okay, whatever. The Pirates, you kind of forget about because they have like $5 to buy an outfield with, right? They don't have the money. But the Cardinals are always competitive, and they haven't been in a while. I don't know why.
But they haven't been like 75, 78 win teams. They've still been like 82, 83, 84 win teams, haven't they?
I don't think so. I think they've been worse, like below 500.
Really?
Which for the Cubs is a good year. For the Cardinals, that's a bad year, right? They, like I said, for years and years and years, they would compete.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big enough city, but they're not St. Louis, or they're not Chicago, New York, or LA, or whatever, right? They can't print money, or even Boston. Apparently, the Mets are offering Tucker some money. Now that you got me interested, I went to MLB.com. I wonder if they'll get
And so how do we feel about that? Because like
him.
with the Mets, they're trying to do
Yeah.
this, high annual average value where you got teams like, let's say, Toronto, because that's the big companies or the big organizations right now. You've got Toronto and the
Mistakes
Mets
for Tucker
are
too.
going for Cal Tucker.
Mhm.
Now we always hear the Dodgers, and I'm gonna be honest,
That's pretty good tea.
Cal Tucker's going to the Dodgers. I'm
I always
saying
thought
it.
so. I always assumed it.
Everyone's saying Padres, everyone's saying Mets, everyone's saying Boston, or they're saying Toronto. No. At the very last minute, Kyle Tucker will be wearing Los Angeles blue.
I
There's
don't know
no
LA.
there's no doubt in my mind.
They definitely spend the money. Do they need an outfielder? I don't know their outfield.
They
I guess
they
it
they
doesn't
have
matter.
they have like 8 starting pitchers that are making like $30
But
million a year, and they
that is
still
true.
go out and get like the best starting pitcher on the
No,
market,
I
and they
mean, to be
spend
fair, it seems like you can never have starting pitching, I guess, or even
and they
relief
give
pitching.
him $1 billion. So
Yeah, it says 50 million a year, but it didn't say how many years. Like you're saying, high amount per
uh,
year, but only a couple years. The
they'll
Mets
probably
will.
go 3 years.
But so I mean, still as Tucker, that sounds great, 50 million a year. But I think he was looking for like an 8-10 year, 400-500 million dollar contract, right? And that's not what this is.
Yeah, but
Lock it in,
oh,
get a
I'm
team to
gonna
lock it in for 10 years or something.
I'm gonna compare him to Aramis Ramirez in a few
Oh,
moments.
okay.
But
The old Rom.
you look at it this way:
Listen,
would you rather make $50 million over 3 years? $150 million, or would you rather sit back and say, "Hey, I'm gonna make $300 million over 8 years"?
yeah, it's kind of like with the lottery. If you win the lottery, do you take the current value of the annuity lump sum, or do you take a couple million a year for 30? Well, that's a little different because it's like 30 years. But yeah, you would think total amount, unless you really think, if you really think you have, what'd you say, 3 years or whatever? If you really think you have, I mean, even if you think you have a lot of great years, we've seen a lot of people, Chris Bryant, get hurt real young and not be able to compete. So maybe you want to lock in as much money as you can, even though it's over 8 years. I assume I can still afford day-to-day expenses at only $300 million for 8 years, right? I figure I can make ends meet. Probably, I would do that because I'd say it's a bigger amount, right? Because you can always do shenanigans later and hold out and say, okay, I had like 3 great, All-Star MVP years, pay me more money, and you could probably get more,
Because
right?
if you're a Kyle Tucker and you're banking on your talent,
Well, then you take
I mean, you can take 3 years, 150, and
yeah.
then say, you know what, I can sign another 5 year deal and later on and say, you know what, I think that for 5 years, even if he doesn't sign 5 years, even if he signs 2 years here, 2 years there, 1 year there, uh, that he could still potentially earn over that 5 year period a whole lot more than $150 million over those 5 years.
He
So
could.
now that 8 years, 300 basically cost him money in the long run. So
Or like taking Social Security early. You take it at 62, you get a reduced payment, or do you wait till 70? Well, a little different there because your clock's ticking. Nobody's guaranteed life. But yeah, I wonder. He's had some injuries though, but he is a young guy, so I'll be curious to see what he decides. If the Mets offer him 3 years, 50 million a year, or something like that, and then Toronto says, "Well, we'll give you the 8 year, 300 million." Clearly, if they gave him 8 years, 400 million, he'd take that one because it's sick now. But that's tough. I mean, because how old is he? He's still below 30, isn't he?
I thought he was like 20. Is he like, no, what is he like? I have to imagine like between 20, like 28, 32.
This is the research I haven't done yet. You wanted to start talking baseball. I'm like, yeah, I haven't really thought about baseball yet.
I thought he was like, yeah, I think like between 28, 32. I don't remember.
Yeah, 28. Oh, he's
Yeah.
about ready to turn 29, January 17th. He'll be 29. So he's still young enough. Yeah. I mean, these are nice problems to have. I wish my employer would say, hey, John, we're going to give you a 3-year, $150 million contract. Oh, okay. I'll stick around for 3 years.
Oh, cool. Yeah, man, I'll tune in, bud.
What's that? What's he talked about there? Over at Rumble, the main event, the downfall of gay time wrestling. I'm so excited. I can't get to. I don't know what that is. What is that? Gay time wrestling? Is that another channel, or is he being funny? You see BBA's comment there?
Yeah, I'll kind of talk to you offline about
Oh, okay.
little stuff that's happening. Yeah,
Oh, that's something else.
yeah.
Because it almost made it sound like it was one of those channels I don't know about. Like when you guys talked about the professor and like, you talked about Kyle Hendricks. Is that I don't know who's the professor?
Dude, Kyle Hendricks. Yeah, speaking of that,
He's officially retired. I think
yes,
he did officially.
but that's what I gotta do. Damn,
What signed him
it's,
to action
it's
figure
mid
contract?
January. I missed it.
Yeah, I mean
Don't they have the reunion at the Hilton in January?
the Cubs convention. It's either January.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because February gets close to spring training, doesn't it? Is he coming for that?
I think a lot of the players. I think even Addison Russell's coming back for that.
Really? Because he was a little. Because wouldn't he like they thought he had beat his wife or something?
Yeah, but
You're talking
I
about
mean,
Cubs convention, right? The Cubs convention.
I mean,
Take a
even
look.
back then that stuff didn't sound like I don't know. I
What?
mean, I think we heard those rumors and we all jumped the gun, like.
Possibly. Yeah,
But
possible.
I look at Addison Russell and I always see him as like I see his baby face. He always remind me of just like a little kid.
Well,
And like I always kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
road
But
trip. Yeah,
did
the convention's
he
this
seem
weekend.
like a bad kid like that?
No, yeah, because he also I think didn't he collect Pokemon cards or other kind of cards. He felt like a kid, right? Like sometimes I feel collecting wrestling figures, or playing Legos. I feel like a
Yeah.
kid. That's what he felt like. Convention's this weekend, starting the 16th, so in 2 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that. But
It took a
damn,
while.
I would have
Their
loved to go
site
on that.
sucks. I mean, you go to their main site, it's like, oh, here, Albert Moore's coming, and Kyle Edwards, and Dexter Fowler, and Kyle Hendricks is going to be there. And it
But
doesn't give me the date. I had to click through here, there, and everywhere to finally get a date. Montero, well,
but
they're bringing Montero back.
that's what I want. I want to see Rizzo. I want to see Fowler.
Well, okay.
Well, Bryant's still playing, so he wouldn't be there. But
Well, is he? Is he?
Russell,
You mean Bryant's active? He's not playing.
yeah, well, true enough.
Poor guy. He's hurt all the time. So here's the lineup: Albert Moore Jr. I don't know if he's playing somewhere anymore. Trevor Cahill, if you remember him, Chris Coughlin, Carl Edwards Jr., Dexter Fowler, Justin Grimm, Jason Hamill. Everybody forget about him, maybe. Kyle Hendricks, Jason Hayward, John Lackey.
Hell yeah.
John Lester. You got all of the pitchers there. Miguel Montero, Mike Montgomery, Anthony Rizzo, Pedro Strop, Matt Scherzer. Caesar, how did he pronounce his last name? Remember, he's got like, was it
Matt Caesar?
Wasn't it Scherzer? Was it Caesar? Travis Wood, and then Ben Zobrist. And you got a ton of, heroes from 2016 and in thereabouts, right? I still remember Travis Wood. He hit the playoff home run, right, when he had to come in for him.
Oh, heck yeah.
Had to leave early. Remember that game?
I love a left-handed pitcher who hits
Montero. And Montero, I know he had a falling out. I forget what happened there, but didn't he officially have the game-winning RBI of Game 7, I think, because he came in and pinch hit and got the actual game winner because they gave up a run on the bottom. Yeah, but the clutch grand slam against the Dodgers.
Heck, they give credit to Ben Zobrist, but he got the go-ahead run, and Montero got the second go-ahead run, but
opposite field, no less.
When the Indians scored in the bottom of their inning, that go-ahead run from Montero is officially the game winner.
And he was the third catcher they used. I don't know if he had caught yet or if he pinch hit then and then caught later, and it was opposite field. But I do remember because I was up with my relatives and the Cubs had blown the lead against the Dodgers. And I'm like, oh, crap. And then like one of my cousins said, oh, don't worry. This guy will probably hit a home run. And he proceeded. I think the Dodgers, I forget what the closers they brought in. Not a closer, but reliever. Yeah. And I think he threw him 2 or 3 of the same slider. And I think he took the first one and then crushed the second one into right field for a grand slam. And then the cousin's like, see, I told you. And it's just like a little kid, but I thought it was pretty funny. And I'm like, maybe the Cubs will actually win it this year. Because it was, I think, early in the series. Wasn't it like game 2 or game 1? So it was not a done deal that they were going to beat the Dodgers. But, yeah, all those big hits some of those guys had. Almore came up big in one of the World Series games, I remember, because then he tagged up when you wouldn't expect somebody to tag up, and he took second, and then he became a run, I think. Might have even been extra innings. Was that Almore in extra innings that tagged up and went to second?
Oh, well, I know Bryant did that too, though. So, I mean,
that was something. Bryant was always great at stretching and running and like, okay, he's not going to score from first on a single. Oh, he scored from first on a single that Rizzo hit, I think, once in the World Series.
Yeah, I think he did on that one.
Yeah, and he would do that. I mean, to his credit, I was disappointed he got hurt all the time. And sometimes later on, he really started struggling hitting with runners in scoring position, I think, after they won it. And then probably I think it was he was hurt. He was just playing through it, right? And I don't think he's ever gotten right since then. Wasn't it like a shoulder or something?
And that's why we go back to Colorado, because you look at Bryant ever since 2016.
Yeah.
Same thing with Arrieta. His numbers have
Yeah.
gone down every single year, and yet you look at the Phillies giving Arrieta that big contract. You look at Colorado giving Bryant that big contract. The Cubs do not to give them these huge contracts because why? Their performance has depleted each year, and yet they felt like they were worth this. Arrieta was banking on this $40 or $50 million a year contract when he had one amazing Bob Gibson season in 2015.
It was.
If he could have guaranteed every single season was going to be 2015, he would have gotten $50 million a season from the Cubs because he would have earned that.
Yeah.
He would have been a perennial 20-plus game winner, 1.6, 1.7 ERA every year, 200-plus strikeouts, 200-plus innings. Absolutely. No doubt.
Another postseason home run Arrieta hit. He against the Giants, right? Even though they lost that game, and I just remembered that.
Oh, I don't remember that, but yeah. But I mean, he was a good hitter. He was a great hitter for a pitcher.
Because who was there? Yeah, he was. Who was the big pitcher? I think wasn't he left-handed that the Giants had? I think he hit it off him. Yeah, I think he hit it off Bumgarner because I think Bum also was a good hitter if I remember correctly.
I mean, I think he hit a few.
Maybe.
He hit one or two.
I thought there was a rivalry. I mean, besides they were both good pitchers, I thought there was also like a hitting rivalry between the two. So I thought it was great when Arrieta pulled one off of him. Unfortunately, they ended up losing that game because I think the bullpen gave up a run or two. Giants were a tough out, right? Because in fact they lost that game to go to I think 2-1, and then it was game 4, and it wasn't looking good again. The Cubs were struggling to hit until they had they scored like 3 runs in the top of the 9th to eliminate the Giants. There's some kind of not it happened in years or ever kind of comeback win. Yeah.
What was it? It was 2016.
I think I could just talk about 2016 all the time.
2016. When I realized the Cubs really were a contender that postseason, I think it was Game 5 of the NLDS.
Okay.
The Giants. 9th inning when they're down, what was it, 3 runs or 4 runs?
2 or 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they came back and put up a 4 spot against the Giants and ended up winning that game. And no, it's Game 4.
I think it was Game 4. I don't think it went to 5. I don't think it went to 5 games. I think.
Yeah, well, it was 4 games because if they came back in Game 5 against Johnny Cueto, they would have basically been dominated. At least that's how freaking manager Joe Madden said.
Oh,
he was scared about facing Cueto in Game 5.
Yeah, because they just barely. I think they beat him 1-0 earlier, and there's no guarantee.
Yeah. Hobby buys more.
Into the wind, I think, because it just barely cleared it, like into the basket. But what was great, it was. Remember how Cueto would mix it up and he'd quick pitch you, and I think it was on the quick pitch that Baez got.
Really bothered him.
That's what was so great about it. Like he tried to quick pitch him, and Baez got him. And I'm like, wow, that was amazing.
It was really nice because, I had my TV in my room. And I had my TV hooked up to AFN. So I have to wake up at 2, 3 a.m. To watch this stuff. And sometimes I'd have to go to work at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to work. So,
and you wouldn't plan ahead by trying to get to sleep early enough that you could wake up, still watch the game, and then go to work. You just have to go to work dead tired, right?
Yeah, and luckily the supply office was right across the hall from the mayor's cell. So if I absolutely had to go peek my head into the office and see what was happening, I could do so. But that was so freaking awesome, man. I mean, I told you my feelings, man, when I watched that Game 7, that final scene. One of the most beautiful things ever. I loved it.
You had to hide your face. You didn't want to let your fellow soldiers and all that see you cry. I think some of them would understand. Well, yeah, but weren't you also around some Green Berets or something like that, or Special Forces? It wasn't just regular run-of-the-mill soldiers. No. You were around some, so you felt even better about I don't want to show these tough guys that I'm a crier or something. But I bet you a lot of them would understood because there's something that even if they didn't follow sports, there was probably something they'd root for. Might not have been baseball, could have been football, basketball, whatever. Hockey, maybe their hockey team finally won.
I'm pretty sure probably most of the team guys were probably rooting for the Cubs. I'm pretty sure there are a few Cleveland fans, but I mean, they're both cursed teams.
Yeah, long suffering. So if any other World Series, I'm rooting for Cleveland because they are long suffering, been like 50, 60 years, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
They just so happened they had to play the Cubs, which is kind of neat for baseball because that guaranteed one of the two franchises was finally going to win. But that also guaranteed one of them was going to lose again. And unfortunately for the Indians, so I always felt like, hey, the Indians at least were in the World Series a couple times, I think, didn't they lose in the 80s and 90s or something like that? And the Cubs hadn't been in the World Series since the 45, I think it was, against the Tigers. So I'm like, and even when the Red Sox used to complain, right, until they became kind of the evil empire after winning 2 or 3 or 4, I'm like, hey, at least you guys have been in the World Series recently. I don't know if, not even my father had been alive when the Cubs were last in the World Series. And you guys were like, oh, woe is us. We lost the World Series. You got to go to the World Series. Cubs only make the playoffs like once every 6, 8, 10 years, let alone the World Series. World Series playoffs, used to say. Don't have to say that anymore. They finally won, but yeah. There's degrees of suffering, Hey, at least you got to go to the playoffs. At least you got to go to the World Series.
You know what's I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. The Cubs, they spent this entire offseason like stockpiling arm after arm after arm, but it's all these relief pitchers and
a lot of bullpen, yeah. But you need the bullpen anymore, right? In the modern baseball, as we've seen, you need a lot of arms and a good bullpen. So if they're good, that's the question. I don't know if they're quality arms.
Yeah, and they've done some good things. Like they re-signed lefty Caleb Thielbar. He had an awesome last season, so I'm glad about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then they left guys like Brad Keller go. Like, why? He was like one of your top right-hand relievers, which was absolutely ridiculous.
And how much did he sign for? Was it something reasonable they could have matched? Or
I think he signed with the Angels, didn't he? I think he signed for $5 million. I mean, I don't remember what it was, but I think he signed with the Angels. So $9 million, $7 million. I mean, we're not talking $20 million or anything crazy.
I don't get out of bed for less than $9 million in the morning myself. No, but yeah, I mean, it's funny to hear about that, but in baseball terms, it's nothing.
Drew Pomeranz signed with the Angels. I think he signed for like $4.5 million. So I know that.
Maybe I'll just want California weather because, like, why would you go to the Angels? That's where, I mean, look at they had so many. They had Ohtani and they had who's that center fielder? I mean, he's got hurt a lot, and they still could. At one point, they had Trout, Ohtani, and who was the third baseman that they signed? Wasn't he a national or something?
I keep calling him Brendan. Not Brendan. I can't remember his darn name.
But
because he played it so many darn years.
Yeah, injuries. But at one point, they had all three of them, and they still couldn't compete. So I'm like, why would you want to go there? They're not going to win. I guess enough money. I don't really care about winning the World Series. Is that what I hear? Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to be like one of the best darn top third basemen on the planet, and like I can't even remember his name. That's how obsolete he's become over the last several years.
Oh,
but nowadays he's just well known because he's known for having signed the worst contract in Major League history. Anthony Rendon.
Oh yeah, there you go. I think maybe he even came off of a good playoff, or maybe he was in the World Series with the Nationals that year. I can't remember if he was on the Nationals team that won it all. So, of course, he struck well when the iron was hot and got probably a 5, 8, 10-year contract with $1 billion or whatever it was.
Yeah, so the Cubs, they sign all these relievers. They finally make their first major offseason acquisition when they traded for Edward Cabrera.
I already forgot about him with the Bregman signing. Like, yeah, they did like back to back, right? You need to spread it out and let us enjoy Cabrera for a week, and then here's Bregman.
And so, so they got about 6 starting pitchers. But before we talk about rotation, which is
and hopefully Steele comes back, it'll be kind of like getting a new pitcher because Steele missed most of last year, right? So you get him back, it'll be like getting a new pitcher.
Colin Ray. He was amazing last season. He deserves a shot at the rotation. That's technically 7 rotation spots filled.
Oh,
but
which you might need because they're going to get hurt at times, right? You need arms.
I'm going to throw a name at you.
Uh-oh.
Left-hander Ranger Suarez.
I think somebody just signed him, didn't they?
Philadelphia Phillies lefty signed for 5 years, $130 million with the Red Sox.
Oh yeah, so that was Red Sox. Okay. Yeah. So I don't remember him, but as soon as you said Ranger Suarez, I'm like, I literally just saw his name on MLB.com. I'm like, yeah, the Red Sox signed him.
I'm like, dude, like he'd been like an so Sam and Matt Cozy so Sam Mulber, Matt Cozy, Locked on Cubs. Okay. On their podcast, they've been talking about this freaking name like the entire offseason as being one of like the top targets for the Cubs. Uh, among lefties, Ranger Suarez and Framber Valdez. And
Okay.
oh, Framber Valdez, that's a good one because he's still unsigned. And these are supposed to be like the top two left-handed starters that the Cubs are supposed to be targeting.
Yeah, he's a good lefty, it looks like. But no,
And
Red Sox got him.
why? Why were these not, earlier signees? Why did it take so long? And if he's as good as advertised for $130 million for today's market, I feel like that should be an absolute steal. Look at Dylan Cease last season with the Padres. Didn't he have like an ERA like 5, and he got $210 million.
I don't think he was that great. They talked briefly for the Cubs would get him, but then whoever got him, I think overpaid for him. So that's kind of one of those things that you're like, well, I'm probably glad they didn't get him. I'm worried he'd be another Jason Hayward type or something. You're overpaying for Dylan Cease.
Toronto, $30 million a season.
They might have overpaid for him, right?
Like back in
We'll see.
2014, I got home from Afghanistan, and I'm like, and it was summertime, so I was back home. And I was actually home, and I was watching all of these, or maybe it was the off season. So maybe it was 2014 going into 2015, and I was watching all these off season free agent contracts, and I was watching Clayton Kershaw sign with the Dodgers for like $231 million or something like that, and the Red Sox give David Price like 7-214, and I think Zach Greinke from who was it? Maybe not the Royals, maybe Dodgers or
who would have been pitching with back then?
Zach Greinke from someone got like 210 million for like 7 years or something like that. 6. I remember his annual value was like $34 million a year.
Back then, that's like 12 years ago. Wow.
And I'm like,
jeez.
Zach Greinke worth $34 million a year.
12 years ago?
Yeah.
Let alone this year? Yeah.
So I'm like,
at times maybe, but not consistently. Like
yeah, like I was really starting to fall out of love with baseball. Like I was looking at contracts, I'm like, come on, this stuff is getting outrageous. You are really making it impossible for fans to go to a baseball game.
It's an arms race because then admittedly these teams are making a ton of money, but then they spend it, and so to the players' credit, they're like, well, we should get a cut of it. Why are they watching it? I'm not watching for the owner. I'm watching for the players. So then they get a ton of money. So then the team raises prices on tickets and beer and whatever, right? I mean, I don't even know what it costs to take like a family of 4 or 5 to like a Cubs game. I don't even want to know. Parking alone's probably outrageous, let alone the ticket prices. And then you better not eat or drink anything when you're in the stadium because it's gonna there goes your college fund. You want a hot dog? You want to go to college? No.
Like I haven't been to a game in forever, but I mean, I'm just speculating. But if I had to guess, if I wanted to sit right behind home plate, just one ticket, I would probably estimate somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,200. And I think I'm being generous.
I don't know. It might be bad. Where are you talking? I wouldn't think a regular ticket would be that much, but yeah, maybe.
Right, I would say $1,200. I mean, I would say like literally just a plain hot dog. Let's say a Coke. I would say just for those two, I would probably say $12.
Maybe more. Maybe like 15 to 20. I'm wondering. I don't know.
and
been a while.
I was being like
not even beer. No, it used to be you could bring stuff in because when Dad and I would go as a kid, I don't know that it's there anymore because they've revitalized it and haven't been there since they have. But right across the street was a McDonald's, and in fact, you could park there. I don't know if you remember that. And we would always bring in McDonald's. We'd take that in. They didn't care. They would let you bring in outside food. There were some things you couldn't bring in, especially after like 9/11 and all that stuff. They had like weird rules, like you couldn't bring in bottles because you could throw them on the field. Like, no, I'm not going to throw my soda on the field. But I get their point. But they wouldn't care. You just walk by them with your McDonald's bag, and they wouldn't give a crap. Just to save money. Or outside, they always have peanut vendors outside that sell you peanuts cheaper than in the stadium. We'd always get those. We love peanuts, and it's baseball. But then even so, we would still maybe get a hot dog, maybe just to be there because you're there. And you hold your nose and pay the $5 or $8 or whatever. But yeah, anymore. Well, and then parking. I think parking just got more and more expensive because it's Chicago. Well, it's Chicago. Parking has always been expensive, but because Wrigley is still kind of in a neighborhood. So at least for the longest time, maybe they've added parking since then, but that was the always thing I enjoyed at St. Louis. They have like a parking deck right next door. Cincinnati, they have a parking deck right next door. So parking was actually available. But in Chicago, around Wrigley, you're parking in alleyways, and then literally we were parking in the McDonald's parking lot because it was right across the street. But they would charge you for it, of course. 20, 30 bucks at the time, which probably now is like 100 bucks or whatever. But that's because they don't have a lot of spots. You literally just parking right in the city. Now they have more parking apps and stuff they didn't have back then. Because I think the last time we went to a game before it passed, we used one of those apps to get a parking spot by another third party or something. That wasn't too far away. Well, actually, I think I dropped him off and then I went. But that was always a problem in Wrigley, parking. But then a lot of people like that because they'd walk to the game and then they walk to the bar after. They had that neighborhood feel to it, right?
Yeah, see, I mean that's why if I was there, that we would just take a bus or something.
That's the best if you can get public transport. And they have a lot of those park rides and stuff to do that too. Even if you want to park somewhere away and take a bus or maybe even the L. I think one time we did take the elevated train just to do it, right? Yeah, I think we did. And I think that time we took the train up and then we went to the Carries for lunch or dinner, and then maybe took a cab to the nearest train station or to the nearest L station and took that to the game because it stops right outside of Wrigley. Luckily, there's a stop right there, which is nice if you want to do it. Yeah, reminiscing. I assume it's still there. It'd take a lot of money to move an L tracks and all that stuff. I assume it still goes by Wrigley. Because in fact, I think that's where the L and W flags came from, is to alert like people back in the day traveling, commuting to work or to or from work, so they'd let you know, hey, the Cubs won or lost, before everybody had smartphones and the internet. See, before you got home, news or whatever, you could find out, hey, did the Cubs win today? Because there were always day games until like '88 or whatever they put it. So you probably missed the game because you're at work. Then you're taking the L back home or whatever. Oh, look, the W flag's flying. Great, they won today. Oh, the L flag's flying. Oh, crap. The Brewers must have choked in the playoffs.
Plus, they changed the whole outside of the stadium.
I think
and
so.
If you actually look at like what is it, the second Back to the Future movie when he's standing outside the theater and then the Jaws shark kind of like jumps out the hologram. I think it kind of looks like that now or something stupid, right? I mean, I haven't been to Chicago or back to Chicago since 2010, and like I haven't really lived in Chicago since 2004. So I mean, I haven't really seen the remodeling of the stadium. I mean, not since Rick gets took over, but
I think 2017 or 2018 was the last time I went to a game, and I don't think they've done the remodeling yet. They're still planning it, right? Because Ricketts had just bought the team a couple years before that. And now I think there's a hotel and a place kids and stuff can play, and that seems to be the trend now. Because I remember my family also has season tickets. Well, extended family has season tickets to Green Bay Packers games, and they had a similar feel, right? Lambeau Field's it's like Wrigley, and it's kind of in a city, in a small town, but they do have parking surrounding. Well, they've done the same thing up there. They've rebuilt it and revitalized it. Here's a fancy, hotel across the way for probably $500 or more a night. Ridiculous prices. And it seems like that's the trend that all these places are going to. Yeah, money, because it's money, right? I mean, I guess you can't blame them to make some more money out of it if they spend it. That was the thing we always said, is that the Cubs are printing money and they're not spending it. Well, they spent some on Bregman, at least. So we hope they spend some of it, at least to the salary cap or the luxury tax. I'm hoping.
So I was looking at that list, right? And I was looking at Ranger Suarez.
Mm.
I was thinking about the other Suarez. And I was thinking about Eugenio Suarez.
Was he the third baseman?
Yep. So he was traded to Seattle during the season.
Seattle was going for it, right? They traded for
it. Free agent this season.
Okay.
And he was a possible third base target for the Cubs.
Ooh, now, did he go somewhere? Did somebody sign him?
Nope. Still, he is one of those free agent targets that hasn't signed yet. Major free agent target, right? So
the Cubs don't need him now, I guess.
But could they still use him though?
Can he play first or DH?
Well, that's my question though. Not my money, so it's so easy to spend other people's money. So let's spend Cubs money.
That is true.
So on a good season, I mean, he's not somebody that's going to go out there and bat 340 for you.
No.
On a good season, he's probably a 240 hitter. But let's be honest, at 240 to 270, I'll take it because he's still a 40 home run productive hitter. And at 40 home runs, 100 RBIs, I mean, for that type of power, we could take a low average hitter who strikes out a lot.
Wasn't he the guy on the Reds that would kill the Cubs? That's the same Suarez I'm thinking of, right? Wasn't it? Yeah. So they're actually the real problem is that he can't face Cubs pitching because man, he would kill the Cubs.
Yeah, I
If
mean
only the
that's
Cubs could pitch to him, then we would be a guaranteed victory. Man, he beat the crap out of every pitcher through.
that's the history with the Cubs though. In 1997, the Cubs signed freaking Jeff Blauser.
Mm.
He dominated the Cubs as an Atlanta Brave.
Oh my
And when
God.
we signed Jeff Blauser in that offseason, it was such a huge move to get him at shortstop. And we got him in 1998. He freaking sucked for the Cubs. He was so bad that we had to put Jose Hernandez in at shortstop to take over as our everyday power hitter. And Jose Hernandez actually excelled, man.
He
But
ended up
I
being
mean,
pretty decent. Yeah.
but I mean, Jeff Blauser was a good hitter in Chicago because he faced Cubs pitching. That's what they never realized is the hitters dominate because they face Cubs pitching. But when they actually play for the Cubs, they're just straight trash.
That's pretty funny when that happened.
So I mean, but would Suarez still do good in Chicago? I mean, I think he's got the power that he could be a 20 plus 25 home run hitter. I mean, I think he would be a Dansby Swanson. I don't think he would be 40 home runs. I think he would be 25. But I think that would still be good. With the right price tag, I think he would be worth the gamble. I wouldn't pay him no 25 million plus. I would think more around 15 million for a season.
So the question is, what's the market? Who's going to pay him? Is somebody going to pay him more than that? Then of course we can get him. But
Because if he's still a free agent at this point, why the heck not?
Yeah, because we're only about a month or so out from pitchers and catchers reporting, right, for spring training. It's like mid-February or so, typically, at the beginning of February. It's getting close.
And he might have to take a lesser contract. He might take a 1-year deal, especially with the team that has a chance to make the postseason and actually win it all. And then go
like 2 months out, 2.5 months out from the start of the season, right? So there's not a lot of time left.
And I would match. I want to see his development, but I'd rather have Suarez DHing or him and Bregman swapping back and forth between third base and DH, and Shaw super utility than see.
Shaw's a young guy. Maybe he'll learn from the veterans. Maybe they can teach him something too.
Yep. So, and if he doesn't excel, you can always trade him later.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden you got too many third basemen. You're like, well, okay, so we gave Shaw a chance. If somebody's interested, and we'll give you something for him.
Plus, I look at him more as a backup for Bush, anyways, because freaking Council has his obsession with using, backup first baseman with Bush, and just let the man hit freaking left-handers.
Yeah,
you don't need to get a darn backup every single time. So, I mean, I think Suarez would be a better backup first baseman than anything else. That's how I envision it more than anything.
That'd be cool. But will they pay him the money? Or will somebody pay him more? That's usually all it takes is one team to overpay for him. And you're okay, the Cubs aren't going to, like you said, somebody comes along and wants to give him 3 years, $100 million. Well, okay, sorry. Go to that team, Suarez. Of course, you think he's older, so I don't know. 3 years is probably a good deal for him. He probably would.
I mean, if he gets that deal, kudos. But,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, but it's just simply the fact that if he's available and no offer is made, that's what sucks.
The price starts getting lower because the demand is lower, supply and demand, right? Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah, he's still available. Any other interesting free agents? I haven't been following free agency. I'm in NFL mode right now with the playoffs.
I mean, Cody Bellinger is still a free agent, but
how did he do?
This one bothers the hell out of me. You look at his production over the last 5-6 years, and I was looking at this stat, and I think it's something like I don't follow this crap like F-WAR and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't even know what that stands for, but everybody uses that. Yeah, what is it like? Wins above replacement, something like that.
Yeah. So I care about the basics: batting average, home runs, RBIs, doubles, triples, runs scored. Stuff like I care. Stolen bases. I care about that stuff.
You see, most people downplay batting average, and I don't think they should. But for some reason, in modern baseball stats, they downplay batting average. I'm like, the guy's batting 200. He can't be that productive, right? I don't care what his WAR is. Is he playing Smith levels of shortstop? Even batting 200 amount in baseball, his WAR can't be super high, can it? But some of them
Like,
do.
yep.
But yeah, so
It's like when people talk about like BABIP and stuff. I don't know what the hell that stuff means. So like I don't care about that stuff, right?
batting
So,
average, yeah, I forget. That's what I do like about baseball as a math nerd. They do have tons and tons of stats, more than the other sports even. They have a lot of neat stats. I don't know if they're as predictive as they think they are, but I how many times I see internet arguments over WAR and those kind of stats.
so I mean, so that's my thing. Like, but anyways, like Cody Bellinger, he wants up there with Aaron Judge and Mike Trout and Juan Soto type money and Shohei Otani type money. I'm like, dude, you gotta freaking get the hell out of here. Like, I think he had one solid MVP season. I think he had like what 49. Did he have like 49 home runs or like some super high, MVP type season?
With the
But
Cubs, right?
no, with the Dodgers. I think what was it like?
Yeah. So even before the Cubs got him, yeah.
So I think he was rookie of the year, and then I think he was like MVP either second season or third season with the Dodgers. But okay, fine, you had one absolutely monster, incredible season, great. But you have not had any season even remotely close to that. And then one season that you hit like the 100s. I'm like, dude. And then he came to the Cubs. He had a really good season, but I think he had less than 100 RBIs. The second season, I think he had like 70 RBIs. I'm like, dude, come on. You're a middle of the lineup hitter. You're supposed to be one of the biggest power hitters in the game, and you driving 70 runs.
He had like a comeback season the first year, and then he got worse the second year, and then I think didn't the Cubs trade him because he only came for a 1-year contract, I think, and then the Cubs kind of re-signed him, and we were all excited, and then he kind of started slow, and I think he finished slow, and then they ended up trading him, or did they let him go the third year or something?
And then you look at guys like Nick Swisher. He comes to Chicago, has a horrible season. Comiskey Park, U.S. Cellular Field, Guaranteed Rate Field, whatever the hell you want to call it.
The Jones.
One of the easiest parks in the world to homer in. Mm-hmm. Sucked in Chicago. Goes to New York, ultra power hitter, 25 to 30 home runs a year. Anthony Rizzo, well, I mean, Anthony Rizzo's a major power hitter regardless, but I mean, goes to New York, 30-plus home run hitter. In Chicago, he's a 30-plus home run hitter, so that doesn't really matter, but left-handed hitter. Cody Bellinger goes to New York, 30-plus home run hitter. Grichuk, I think it was. That's a right-hander hitter.
Is he ready?
No, who's that left-hander? He used to play left-hander that used to play for San Diego. Damn.
Of course, then you think about why in New York, why in Yankee Stadium do lefties have it so easy? Short porch.
Yeah, the
people realize because remember it used to be you hit all the home runs in Wrigley Field. If you pull the ball, Wrigley has. I'm sure they're still the longest pull left and right field in baseball. They're like 347, 348. Their power alleys are actually shorter than some, but it's really the wind. If the wind is really strong and blowing out, anybody can hit a home run.
Yeah. So, but he thinks he's going to get $37 million. I mean, at least that's the talk that I'm hearing.
Wow.
I like Cody Bellinger a lot. I am a huge Cody Bellinger fan. I was disappointed that the Cubs traded him. I wanted
to work out. Yeah.
This was my lineup. I wanted Cody Bellinger at first base.
Cool.
I wanted Kyle Tucker in right field. I wanted Michael Bush at third base.
Okay.
There was no need to have Brujan at third base. Matt Shaw, he could have been brought up eventually, and he could have split time. You super utility this season, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the heck, why they didn't keep them both. They could have. They're a big market team. They had the funds to have paid for both of them. They could have been 100-plus winning team this season.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, especially with the struggling they had in the playoffs. Allegedly, the Cubs are a big market team, but sometimes we wonder the way they spend. Okay, not what you think. Did I miss something?
I don't know.
You got BBA moderating for you or anything like that?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that's good. But yeah, that'd be kind of interesting lineup. But I don't know. Did Cody ever play first for the Cubs? I'm trying to remember. Did he? It seems like
he played outfield. I think he played all three outfield and first base.
Okay. Yeah, I think I do remember in center a few times. It's been
Actually,
a while.
I don't think I ever turned on moderators for anybody. I don't know.
Oh,
unless anybody can moderate. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so. I think you have to nominate. I don't know YouTube real well, but it sounds like you have to remember, because a few times you've had people say, "Hey, I'll moderate for you," whatever. And it sounded like something you'd have to. Oh no, I guess maybe you did. Just stay on the force. But yeah, that would be an interesting lineup. But alas, they got cheap, or they got scared, or whatever they did. Got rid of Bellinger. Could let Shaw ease into it instead of starting, and maybe the pressure got to him, or he's still a young guy learning how to play professional baseball. I mean, it's tough.
But they were talking about potentially bringing back Cody Bellinger for the Cubs as right fielder this year and having Suzuki DH. But I mean, he's going to go back to the Yankees. I think that's more than likely to happen.
They'll resign him because otherwise he'd have to temper his expectations on a salary. And of course, how are the Yankees doing? Are they still spending tons of money? Are they?
Yeah,
or luxury tax. They don't care.
They're no George Steinbrenner, but they'll always spend. And I mean, he made what $27.5 million last season. I mean, he wants to go up another 10 months. What was his numbers last year? I know he probably put up 30 bombs, but I don't think does 30 home runs equate to $37 million? You're asking for more than $1 million per home run
in the modern MLB. Yeah. I actually don't know who led baseball in home runs last year.
Probably Aaron Judge, maybe.
Was Judge? I totally forgot. Was there another guy? Oh, Ohtani was up there too, probably. But I used to track all that stuff all the time. Now I would still watch the Cubs and check on the scores, but I don't follow the rest of the league like I used to.
I don't remember who had the most. I assume Ohtani was in the 50s. Aaron Judge had to be in the 50s, I would imagine. Oh, no. Cal Raleigh had 60.
Who?
Cal Raleigh, catcher for the Mariners.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. For a minute, I thought you were trying to say like something from Superman, right? Wasn't that? Wasn't that last name L? Oh, it sounded like Cor-El or something like. I'm thinking of Superman now. It just sounded weird. Yeah, I forgot. He's a young guy. Isn't he still a young guy?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about him because, like I said, I didn't follow baseball as much. But when they played, I think they played the Cubs this year. They were like, "Oh yeah, this guy's hit 1 billion home runs." I'm like, "Who? Who's this guy? I've never heard of him." Because I don't follow the baseball like I used to, and I don't follow Mariners at all. It's kind of interesting. I used to track all that stuff. It's the same with football, even though maybe I like football a little more at times. I still don't track it all. Like I couldn't tell you who led the league in passing touchdowns or even rushing touchdowns this year, or even receiving. Maybe it's Devontae Adams, but
it's crazy when
I used to keep track of all that stuff.
When you got both Sosa and McGuire break the home run record, and technically McGuire already broke the record, so Sosa didn't break anything, but they both are credited with breaking the home run record in '98, and then both did it again in '99.
Back-to-back years.
Happened back-to-back years. Okay, bam, that was crazy.
But didn't Sosa do it again? Like technically a third year, he beat the 61. Year,
Sosa came back in 2001, and then Bonds in 2001. So just kind of see that happen in just a short amount of time. But here we see it happening again in such a short amount of time with Judge and then Raleigh.
So, are they juicing again? Are they taking steroids again? Or did they find another non-steroid?
I don't know. If you freaking see Aaron Judge, he's like 20 feet tall and freaking built like a freaking mountain. So I don't know. Shoot.
He could be naturally. Yeah. Is that catcher a big guy too? He probably is. A lot of catchers are.
Yeah.
I can't picture him in my head. But, it gives me some exciting because we haven't seen the Brewers do anything yet, but they always seem to bring, like you said, who was the guy they traded from the Twins and he became an all-star practically for them. They always seem to pull a rabbit out of the hat, the Brewers, right? They're not going to compete with the Cubs as far as like they're not going to side Cody Bellinger out from under them or whatever like that, but somehow they'll make it work. The Mariners or the Brewers will be up there somewhere.
Yeah,
they might even win the division again because they just seem to find ways, right? Oh, MacGyver it up and get a win or two.
You know who I really wanted and not necessarily to replace Swanson, and definitely not to replace Horner. And it's funny, I covet Horner more than Swanson because I feel like Swanson should be the better player.
Swanson gets paid more, and Horner's a better offensive player.
Yeah, I feel like. Well, I mean, as for someone who puts the ball in play more and who gets on base more, I mean Horner in that regard. But I mean, Swanson's just a better power hitter.
Yeah, but that's really it. I think even Horner bats better with runners in scoring position.
Oh
He
yeah,
gets on more. He puts the ball in play. I hate the two things that I hate is they downplay average and they wave away strikeouts. I mean, because like they're saying Kyle Schwarber, admittedly he's hit a lot of home runs and stuff, but that dude struck out like 700 times last year. And he batted like 210. I'm like, at a certain point, you can't just hit a home run and then strike out the rest of the week, and then hit another home run. You're not really helping your team win. But modern baseball, they don't seem to care. I'm like, oh, whatever.
Hey, what's happening?
Old schooler. Oh, Lance is here. Oh, wait, stop talking about Lance. He's here now. Just kidding. He would see that if he would just replay your live stream. We better not talk about Lance. You can just rewind. Getting all the regulars. We haven't seen Ross yet, have we? I don't think so. Ross or Corey. So you're thinking it would be nice to at least make the playoffs? I mean, with the Cubs, you got to temper expectations, right? Sometimes you're just happy to be in the playoffs 2 years in a row. So it feels like you feel pretty good that they could make the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, that's what you do. You make the playoffs and then you see how it goes. Right?
I mean, Bregman, he's essentially replacing Tucker. Tucker wasn't exactly very good last season. And if Bregman can't replicate what Tucker did last season, then we got problems. That's not only do we severely overpay, but that tells me that this guy at GM really does have to go. Yeah. And I'm just talking about freaking shit, who is our damn GM? Like, I don't even know his damn name.
Oh, yeah, I know. He looks like a real young guy.
Hawkins.
Is it Henry?
Carter Hawkins.
Oh, is he the GM? Wait, so isn't Henry still there? Well, who's he? Is it Henry? Who am I thinking of? I'm not. I'm thinking of Joe Henry, the wrestler. No, somebody else. Who's the Cubs? But yeah, okay. But you're right. I'm just gonna use the Google machine. Yep, Carter Hawkins. But who's the guy I'm thinking of? There's his face. Not Carter Hawkins. Who's that? Jed Hoyer. I was thinking of Jed Hoyer. But Carter Hawkins is the GM. Yeah. I mean, maybe they both need to go.
Well, Jed Hoyer's been here for 20 million years. Freaking Theo Epstein left him in charge, and he ain't going anywhere. I think we're going to be stuck with him for until he decides to resign.
Jed Hoyer is the GM. Why is Carter Hawkins? Was he the GM at one point?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with like Theo Epstein. Theo Epstein was hired to be GM, but then he took the job as the president, and then Jed Hoyer was hired as GM. But Theo Epstein still did all the GM duties.
Right.
Carter Hawkins, basically the same thing. Carter Hawkins is the GM. Jed Hoyer is the president, but Jed Hoyer is still basically doing all the GM duties, I would imagine. But let's be honest, Carter Hawkins, he's got to stop being a yes man. He's got to do his job as a damn general manager.
Yes. I think we've been talking baseball basically all the time. So Lance, if you like baseball, rewind the live stream. We've filled an hour plus now with just baseball. No wrestling, just baseball for the most part.
I mean,
am I getting confused then? It sounds like Hoyer and Carter are both GMs. Do they have more than one GM?
I mean, they could. I mean, you can talk about it.
I never thought about that. Maybe they do. I'm always blaming Jed Hoyer. But Carter Hawkins is also a GM, it looks like. So I wonder if they just GM. Do they generally manage different things? Yeah, Cubs general manager Carter Hawkins. So they must have more than one, unless Jed Hoyer is president.
Yeah, he's president. But like I said, I'm pretty sure he does both roles.
Yeah, Jed Hoyer, president of baseball operations. There you go. But we're always blaming, at least on social media, they're always blaming Jed Hoyer. I don't know who's more responsible for failures, but maybe they both would have to go if. But I mean, so Bregman maybe doesn't have to be as good as Tucker was the first half of the year. He just maybe needs to be available all year, and then that would be better than Tucker.
But man,
Because Tucker got hurt and never came back until the
you know what we needed though this year?
too streaky.
Freaking Bo Bichette.
Is he still a free agent? Is he a free agent this year? I heard them.
He is, but I
imagine
feel
they're
like
gonna
that guy was going to go for $300 million.
Yeah, he's gonna get.
But the only thing that's hurting him, I saw him in the postseason against the Dodgers, and he was injured. And but even with injury, that's someone going to still was freaking cracking the ball 800 feet out of the ballpark, and I'm like,
Wow.
that's incredible. Hey, what's up, bud? So
Well,
like, I mean, that's freaking guts right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. Even with a freaking crack foot or whatever the heck he had, I mean, he was still outperforming most of the damn players that we had on our team. So
wow.
that's
Damn.
that's motivation. That's talent. That's fortitude. That's spirit. Man, like that's impressive.
I don't know about that. That's good. Yeah. Well, does it sound like Toronto's not going to keep him then? Is he going to go somewhere? What's the scuttlebutt?
I think they're going to come back. I think they're
keep him.
I think that Toronto's going to re-sign him. They have to. If the Cubs were going to sign him, I wouldn't want him at second or short. You're not. I feel like they can't push or incumbent off shortstop.
Yeah, he's a middle infielder. Yeah, where would he go?
So I mean, to me, I'd put him at third base. That would be that's where I'd put him. But
okay,
I mean, the Cubs feel like Bo Bichette's a better defender than Swanson, and if that's the case, they would move Swanson to third base, right? But no, I think I'd put Bichette at third base.
Then Bregman would DH.
No, this is before they signed Bregman.
Okay, because I was trying to think now, where would you put Bregman if you got Bichette too?
But now if you sign Bichette, I mean you're basically the Dodgers, and now your payroll is like $500 million. You can't do that. There's just no way possible.
Wonder what the tax is on, because the luxury tax is. I assume it gets worse and worse as it graduated. Like the income tax, and the more you spend, the more they charge you in tax. Kind of like a reverb or something.
But
Bo Bichette.
I like the Bichette family, man.
Is he Dante's? He's Dante's son, isn't it?
He
right?
is.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting picture of Dante either today or yesterday, but I thought this was classic. Dante Bichette, I think in like 93, 94, 95, something like that, had like a 298 batting average, like 32 home runs or 28 home runs, something like that, like 103 RBIs. Again, I'm just throwing numbers out there. I don't remember the exact numbers.
Something good like that.
But had like a negative 2.3 WAR.
Really? Why?
Probably had horrific defense.
Yeah, that'd have to be pretty bad. Of course, was that in Colorado? I think it wasn't that when he really took off. Because I think he was either drafted in the free, like the, what do they call that when this franchise was first created? I think Florida and Colorado got the draft players. I think he was drafted by them. You know what I mean? Didn't they do that? They did that in baseball. Didn't they have like almost like between the two? Because I think Florida and Colorado were expansion teams at the same time. No,
yeah. Did Dante play for any other team? I don't think so.
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe that's the first time I remember hearing about it. I don't know if he started with somebody else.
Because I'm thinking, I don't remember him playing for another organization.
Maybe they drafted him out of college or high school too. But yeah, I remember his best years were with Colorado if they weren't. Actually, that's kind of funny. So Toronto's got a few sons of ex MLB stars, right? Because Guerrero Jr. right is on Toronto as well.
Yep.
That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Alphonse Dante Bichette Sr. Oh, that was his middle name. I didn't even know that. Born in Florida. Oh no, he last appeared. Okay, so he debuted with the Angels.
Who, Dante?
Yeah, so he's with the Angels for a couple years, then the Brewers for a couple years, then the Rockies for 7 years, then the Reds for a year, and the Red Sox for a year. I don't remember all the other teams. 4 times All-Star, all with the Rockies. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of interesting. Chris Farley, Frank. Oh, yeah. I always think, like, man, Frank, did you not make enough money in baseball? Those commercials are cringy. Okay? But then he's with who else is on those Nugenex or whatever it's pronounced. Those they're the general, male helper commercials. They won't tell you what they are, but everybody thinks they're like Viagra or something. Essentially,
I gotta look this up. I don't know anything about this.
Oh, you haven't seen those commercials? Oh, I kind of forgot about
so.
them. 'Cause I don't get commercials anymore. All mine's streaming, and then I pay for the commercial free. But I remember that. Well, if you watch live sports, I think they still appear. Because who's the Doug Flutie? I think is in the commercials too. And I'm like, did you guys either not make enough money? You don't mind? These are cringe commercials. It'd be kind of like if they got Sammy Sosa to pitch Viagra on TV or something like. Oh, you're saying your penis doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? Like, did you not make enough money? You're selling your male enhancement pills instead of Gatorade.
Do you remember the Slammin' Sammy cereal?
No, I never had it.
All it was Frosted Flakes, but I need the YouTube. Anybody out there, find me an unopened box of Slammin' Sammy Frosted Flakes cereal. God dang it, I want that. Not to open because unless you have 2 boxes, because then I will open one and eat one because I need that box.
You want to keep it mint in box?
I mean, essentially, yes.
Some people probably do that, don't they? Like when they get because Wheaties used to do the different, post. Some people probably keep those. Who would? So yeah,
man.
Chris Farley or Frank Thomas. Chris Farley. No, Frank Thomas was the big hurt. He was a big guy.
Oh man, that is so good. Oh, but on CLTV News, after every Cubs game or White Sox game, whenever the sports game aired on CLTV, afterwards the reporter, the host would have a call-in show. You call and I forgot who the reporter's name that would host the show, but like he would go on there and he would make fun of Rafael Palmeiro because Rafael Palmeiro would always do these "I use Viagra" commercials.
Oh, he did? Okay.
And you mentioned the Viagra earlier, and I'm like, well, Rafael Palmeiro did those Viagra commercials like crazy, and
he's another guy. I mean, he had to have a few long-term contracts with like Baltimore and stuff after the Cubs traded him.
Baltimore,
he should have had the money, right? Like
he went back and forth with Baltimore and Texas like throughout the 90s. I think.
And he got paid pretty well. Maybe not $30 million a year, but still $10, $20 million a year, whatever. But does he really need the money? Does he really need the money?
No, 90s. No, they weren't making that kind of money.
No, but he made a lot. I mean, it was several million.
Over the course of his career, yeah, but I remember when the White Sox finally signed Albert Bell, and they signed him for like $11 million a year, and that was supposed to be like the richest contract in baseball history at one point.
Yeah, or Bobby Bonilla. I think the Mets are still paying for Bobby Bonilla because the way they structured that. They structured it like, okay, you get it at or however much, but we're going to pay it out like as an annuity, I guess. Oh, there you go. Good. Probably not slamming Sammy. BBA. Crunching would be good, probably for a cereal name. If you could switch your name to Bone Crunching, maybe, or Cereal Crunching, Flake Crunching.
Bone Crunching cereal.
I'm trying to think of. There's got to be a good cereal name in there for BBA. Or can you somehow combine it with marijuana so that you want to eat more cereal? I mean, then you get the munchies and then you eat cereal. I mean, cereal is definitely a great snack food. So I could see, if you're high and hungry, reach for BBA cereal, and then you sell more cereal.
He is in Colorado, and I think it is weed's illegal in Colorado. So I learned that from South Park.
You could do both. Oh yeah, I'm still catching up. I stopped watching South Park for years and years, and now so I get to catch up on that stuff. And I saw where who's the father who went into wheat farming? Stan's father, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
they actually moved him out to the farm. Yeah, for some reason I can't remember his name. He's probably one of the more famous. He's one of the more famous fathers in this show. But I'm like, oh yeah, this would have been about when they. Well, here in Illinois, it's also. It's legal. Yeah, because we actually have like head shops and stuff now. Or what dispensaries? It sounds very snobby.
Damn it. My wife, she would answer all these questions. She's she's the South Park fan,
Stan
but
Marsh is the kid. Charlie Marsh, Susan Marsh, Slammin' Marsh, man Marsh. I don't know, but doesn't matter. But yeah, no. But so you have
I'm
some
trying
Marsh.
like all the letters to my name until I kind of figure it out.
Oh yeah, could you do? Is that legal? I mean, their edibles are legal. Have you seen any weed cereals? I've seen weed in pretty much all of the other foods.
There you go. Mix a bunch of cereal with the weed, and,
Like
and
BBA saying, THC infused, never-ending munchies is legal. Trying to think of things that you crave when you're high like that. I think cereal's a good one. Any chips? Probably any chip type thing, I suppose. I mean, you see a lot of cookies and gummies and that sort of thing, but I don't know that I crave gummies if I'm high or drunk. But, those things that you might eat when you're high or drunk. That'd be a built-in cycle.
No, we gotta
Like
do.
this
We
is
gotta go to like we gotta go to like Denver or something. Major metropolitan city. Start
yeah.
a
I would
business,
limit.
and that way we can sell our figures with our dispensary.
Could you have a chase figure that comes with marijuana of some kind in it, as a product, but only applicable. You can only chase that in certain states, then, of course, right, is the problem. Well, actually, you can't ship. I don't think you can ship marijuana yet. It's kind of like a weird area because federally it's still not legal, even though I think was Trump going to do something. As the states can make it kind of legal, but federally it's still not. So it's kind of a weird gray area. They should just let it. I mean, people on marijuana are definitely no worse than people who get drunk, right, and drive and fight. So if you're going to let drinking be legal, they should probably go ahead and just I'm not saying give crack to babies or something, but you should make marijuana, because that's what a lot of people think. You start legalizing this stuff, and pretty soon you're going to have a program that has to force feed black tar heroin to toddlers or something. You're like, no, we're just saying people on marijuana tend to behave better than people on booze and that are too drunk. Well, not everyone, but some people. You've seen how many angry drunks have you seen? How many drunk drivers? The more common drunk driving is for alcohol, though technically you can drive drunk on prescription drugs and marijuana and all the other stuff.
Right on.
Oh, okay. You can. Oh, well, I meant legally ship it. Yeah, you could buy. I'm sure the cartels could show you where you could a shampoo bottle. There was a famous skit on an old show I used to watch. I think they were leaving. Was it Amsterdam? They're flying out of what country is that? Where famously pretty much everything's legal, and they're going through like an airport, like a TSA like thing, and somehow they kept saying about shampoo. He kept thinking about shampoo, and he kept talking about shampoo because he'd hid it in his shampoo bottle or something. But yeah, I meant legally. I don't think legally you can ship it. I mean, heck, for the longest time, I don't think you could even legally ship like wine and whiskey and stuff. I think it's mostly open depending on the state you're in. Like here in Illinois, I think it's legal because I bought like scotch and whiskey through the mail before. But even then, they wouldn't let you like ship it across state lines in the recent past. I don't know when that became a thing, but what's funny because I'll follow like a Scotch subreddit or something, and they'll talk about ordering Scotch through Amazon in the UK. And I'm like, I want that. Why don't we have that? We're the land of the free. Why can't I order Scotch from Amazon? Could you imagine? That'd be amazing. It's
I got
probably a competitive thing. They don't want
this lately because
that'd be amazing.
I've been actually making. I don't want to say a lot, but I've been making a pretty decent amount of sales on eBay lately. But like all of my sales
Wow.
are international sales, and it's weird because like I started listing all of these custom figures that I bought. I don't know, earlier 2025, I won this bundle of customs. And I sent them out to my buddy to repair for me because the heads pop off, the arms pop off, the torso comes off, and he never got the opportunity to get to the box.
No.
And I'm like, you know what? I can't wait anymore for me to for him to get to them. So, and I'm trying to make some money.
You're sick of looking at them. You want to ship them out.
Can you send them back to me so I could try and list them and get some money back? And luckily, a lot of this stuff has been selling for me, and a lot of them are going to international buyers. Some to Canada or wherever they're going.
But even not Canada, right? I mean, Canada's a pretty obvious place for international, but like overseas kind of thing, like
I think so,
Asia
because
Australia.
when it just says like like it says like ES something something, and then it goes to like Illinois. Through eBay, it goes to the eBay Global Warehouse, and then eBay forwards it to wherever international place it's going.
So you
If
just
it's
have to ship it to the eBay warehouse. You don't have to worry about shipping it to Great Britain or wherever they're from.
yeah,
Because I
you
was
ship.
going to ask you how that made your, because like when you publish something, you say, okay, the cost $8 shipping and handling. Well,
Yeah,
what if they're in Japan? Clearly, it's going to be more than $8. So how do you adjust for that, or do you not have to?
yeah. So if they're like for me, if someone from Japan buys it, they pay shipping label for me is like $5.50. Let's say I'm shipping an action figure.
Okay.
Label $5.50. I pay the $5.50 for the shipping label. I ship it to Illinois, and that's the last of it. They pay their shipping for international whatever, but all I pay is that $5.50 for
Okay.
me to Illinois, and that's it.
So then they're
Um,
probably paying eBay that international shipping fee because
yeah,
eBay is actually the one shipping them.
yeah.
And you say Illinois, is that where eBay ships out of globally? They ship from some warehouse here in Illinois somewhere? Maybe up
Yeah.
in Chicago where, a lot of O'Hare and the flights are maybe or something like that?
The eBay Global Shipping Center used to be in Erlanger, Kentucky, because that's where I used to ship it to, and then they moved it to Illinois for some reason.
What if they got like normally we're more of a high tax state, but maybe they got any high tax state could still incentivize somebody to move there. What if they got a tax deal from a local business or municipality or something? But I didn't know that because I always wondered how that happened. I've never sold anything on eBay. I bought my fair share, but
Yeah,
that's cool.
but yeah, but like I'm noticing a lot of it. But I'm hoping that the people that saw my listings, like they saw the descriptions and they saw all the photos, and they actually saw the parts where the figures are actually taken apart completely.
Oh yeah, they hope they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, because the first set of photos are just the picture of the figure, all angles, and then the last set of pictures are of the picture where it's completely dismantled and all that. So, so it does show every single angle imaginable, and it does give a full description of the issues and whatnot. But
Well,
so,
some people don't pay attention.
if it's going to like Oklahoma, if it's going to Virginia or something, and they want to do a return, that's one thing. But if it's going to an international seller and they want to return, that's gonna be a whole lot more hectic. So
How does that
that's
work? Does the international have to, like that person, our alleged buyer in Japan, has to send it back to eBay's global place and then they ship it to you?
yeah, they basically send it back the same way, I imagine.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know if I ever had a return internationally before, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does seem like a pain in the butt to sell this stuff on eBay and these websites because I don't know how many scams you've talked about. Where people, you send the thing and then
it says in big giant letters, custom. So they know it's customs, like custom Mabel, custom Bastion Booger, custom Undertaker mail away, for example, custom Hogan mail away. So I like I said, I give full on descriptions and make it as clear as possible. So
yeah.
I when I give my description, when I do my listings, I give the most perfect descriptions imaginable, the most perfect photos imaginable. So
That doesn't still stop scammers though, does it? They still try to find a way to be like, oh well, it's not new, or even though he said it wasn't new to begin with. I'm
yeah,
just imagining all these terrible because you've described a few that you've had. And I start thinking, yeah, I guess I kind of take it for granted when I buy something on eBay. I'm a good buyer. I don't really complain. Of course, I haven't really got anything that was egregiously bad. Like when I said, okay, I ordered a Hulk Hogan figure and you sent me a Barry Horowitz damaged figure or something like that. I've never had something like that, so I've never had a reason to complain. Worst case is maybe the package is a little damaged or whatever. But I mean, that's not necessarily the seller either. Even if they package it, UPS or FedEx or whoever handled it could have bounced it around.
oh definitely.
It is. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate.
Like I sent out a brand new Vicks vaporizer. It's like this plastic tank that's like yay big. You fill it up with water. It's an air humidifier. It's a brand new item, never used. Bought it from the store. I bought it for resale purposes. Now imagine I sell you something that looks like this.
Yeah.
And then you send me a picture back, and the picture you send me is something that's like this, something that's nothing even remotely close to what I sent you.
Right.
Well,
some whiskey here instead.
So I sent a brand new unused item. I take all these pictures. I send from every angle, right? But the problem is with this particular listing, I had two of them. With this particular listing, I only took photos of the outside of the package, and I didn't show pictures of the inside of the actual content itself. Reason being, I took pictures of the content of the other box. Now, I think I actually opened up this one. Actually, yes, I did. Actually
Open
did
both.
open up the package, but there was no reason for me to take photos of that because
They
I
look
already
the
had.
same. They look the same, right? You looked at them both, so I'll just take one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I put pictures on the other one. And I put in the description of that second one, if you want to see what it looks like with the actual pictures, look at this other listing.
Oh.
And
So you
I
had
don't know
two
why.
listings. One of them you didn't put pictures on, though.
Yeah, so I don't know why I did that. I must be
You got in a
retarded.
hurry, forgot. You get in a hurry. Shit happens.
So the guy he bought this item. If you look on eBay, like other listings show that item sells for like $25. Some people have it listed for $12. Whatever. If you go on like Walgreens.com, Amazon.com, again, prices ranges between $20 and $30. The guy went on auction for $6.
That's what gets
And
me. And they couldn't just pay the $6. Like,
and shipping on it was $10.
they're scamming you out of $6. Like, really?
So
I know times
shipping
are hard, guys.
$10, went from me to the guy in New York.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the package. I didn't just ship it in the VIX box it came in. I put it into a secondary box, packaged up so that it was protected.
Mm-hmm.
He tells me, "Oh, this is dirty, disgusting, used, definitely not new, blah blah blah." Scammer. I know what I sent him. I know what I had. Don't
Yeah.
bring him to play games with me. And like I said, the picture he sent, I don't know what the hell you tried sending me, but I'm like, dude, all you're doing is showing me a picture of your sink with black crumbs in it. You're not showing me a picture of anything else.
Oh, so he's trying to let you infer. He was implying that these things came from the humidifier, right?
Exactly. And
But
there's
but
like
he
this,
didn't have a picture of them in the humidifier, so that could have been
yeah.
anything. Took his
And then
shoe and scraped the mud off of it into the sink and took a picture of it or whatever, right? Could have been
and
anything.
in the side of the picture, there's like maybe this much of something in the side about this big in the side of the picture. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell is that? Because if that is what you're trying to show me is the tank, that's not the tank. That's the tank is like this big, and what
Mm-hmm.
you're showing me is like that big. I'm like, come on, let's be real here. Anyways,
Okay, that's why he scammed you. He resold it, right? He or she. That's probably why.
I, I
It's
don't
not the
know.
$6. It's just that, hey, I can get it freer for $6 and then sell it for 10 or 20. Because like you're
Yeah.
saying, they're getting a $20, $30, $40 humidifier for $6. Why are you complaining? Well, because now I can sell it for 20 or whatever, right? And make money.
So yeah, they wrote me. They wanted me to give them a refund. I'm like, I'm not even gonna. I respond to every single message, but I'm done with these scammers. I'm not even gonna respond to these assholes anymore. I'm not doing it. So I refuse to respond. I didn't respond. I blocked them. I'm not dealing with these people anymore.
Yeah.
That's
Fair
criminal.
enough.
So they decided that I also immediately got out to eBay, let them know that, hey, I ran into the scammer. This is what happened. They're probably gonna get back at me. They're probably gonna come after you guys. Do not let them try to do a return. Don't let them take my money. Don't let them take your money, because sometimes eBay will not take the money from me, but they themselves will refund them, and I don't want eBay to lose their funds either. Well, eBay forced my hand and like, look, if you don't accept the return, because they filed for a return. If you don't accept the return, eBay is gonna step in and we're gonna force the return on you. And I'm like, wait, every single one of my listings have state that I do not accept a return. What's the point of having that option if you're gonna force us to accept a return either way?
Well, that's interesting. They can still force you though, because I see that every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So,
But they still force the return. Well, so did they return it then?
and that's the thing. He had almost an entire month. Today was the last day to return the item. He never shipped it back. And that's exactly what I'm saying. He was a freaking scammer. There was nothing wrong with the item. And why would you not return an item if it was destroyed? If you had the
So does
option
that
to,
mean you don't have to refund him and it's canceled then since he didn't send it back? I assume.
eBay automatically closed out the return request today. So after a month of waiting for this guy, never happened. But guess what?
Do you keep the money then? You get to keep the money and eBay didn't pay them. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that $6, I kept the $4.50 I earned on the sale.
Right. There's not a lot. I mean, if you're getting $6, eBay gets their cut. So yeah.
Um, Also, but because of this sale, the whole $4 I made, I also incur a nice little negative feedback from this clown.
Can you not get that wiped away because they didn't do the process to refund? Can you petition eBay to say, hey, this shouldn't count? That involves sending it back.
I've called eBay about this multiple times, and they want me to do feedback revision. I'm like, dude, I did the feedback revision today, but like, you know that these people when they leave negative feedback on you, they're not gonna, change it. So
I feel like I'd rather do my taxes than to deal with that.
hey, Gerald. Yes, sir. We know. We just kind of now pay attention to that business.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. I guess you go around the live feeds and troll people randomly. I don't know. That really sucks. But they, I guess you sort of kind of want it, if it does hurt your. It's kind of like whenever you get those reviews at Amazon. I know there's a lot of brigading or false reviews, but a lot of times you want to I want to know how this product worked, and somebody will give it a 1-star because it shipped poorly to them and it was broken. And it's like from Amazon or Walmart or Sam's Club or somewhere, and you're like, how's that review helpful to any of us? We want to know if the product is a good product. And you're saying, oh, because FedEx or UPS fucked it up, here's a 1-star review. Like, that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Yeah, definitely.
I hate that. And I look through the reviews and I'm like, yeah, I know it sucks that it got shipped to you, but complain to FedEx or Amazon or whoever. It's not the product's fault that it was shipped poorly. Lol, who, me?
No, I don't think they're talking about you, Bart.
Bartissimo? That's a pretty cool name.
No, not you, Bart.
Bart the Troll. That could be a wrestling figure, maybe. Bart the Troll. Or maybe, I don't know, is Bart trademarked? I don't think the Simpsons have that. You can still use Bart or Bartholomew or something cute. Well, okay, I guess. So you incurred the downvote anyways, but at least you got to keep the money, I guess. All $4.
Oh, man.
That's pretty good.
I'm disappointed. I got no more baseball stuff to talk about.
What? Well, we did pretty good, though. We did pretty good.
But I do have something else to bring up. I have a name for Freddy Krueger.
Rounders. Oh, do they pick someone or no? Someone you want to see as Freddy?
Someone I want to see as Freddy. I didn't think about this name the other day, but it came to me a couple hours ago, and I'm like, this is a good one.
Yeah.
It's somebody that nobody's gonna think about. But I thought about Jim Carrey because, they brought it up. So I'm like, hey, you want to stick with comedians? I thought about The Simpsons.
Oh, interesting.
How about Hank Azaria?
Really? That's the only person I could think of, a voice actor. He does like half the voices on that show. Hank Azaria. Do you think it's Freddy Krueger?
He does. I mean, he does voices for a living.
He can do the voices.
I think he can do a pretty intimidating voice if he wants to. Could probably do a devilish, demonic voice if he needed to.
I think so.
And I think with face paint on, he can be a pretty freaking horrific Robert Englund style Freddy Krueger. But they got to go back to the original 1980s Freddy. They can't do the 2010 remake because that Freddy paint was god awful.
Yeah.
Not only was the 2010 remake did it do poorly because it wasn't a Robert Englund Freddy movie, but that paint was just so horrible. That was basically what made that movie suck so bad. Otherwise, the script was amazing, I think.
Was it? Because I remember I tried to watch it, but I probably multitasked, so I cannot remember the face paint. I have to watch that again. Oh, but yeah, that would be kind of an interesting Hank Azaria. I haven't seen him in anything in a while. He's still doing Simpsons, I'm sure. To watch it, but why not?
But
I still think Jim Carrey would be an interesting Freddy Krueger, but I think a lot of people would be disappointed in him, maybe just because he's a wacky. He could be an evil, wacky person, I think, but I don't know if he's still doing that anymore. I haven't seen him act in a while either. Is Jim Carrey still active?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything in a while, but I think he's lost his mind. So
So he would be perfect then. He wouldn't even be acting anymore. He'd just be crazy Jim Carrey. Right? Maybe he'd be good, right? No, I don't know.
So yeah, I don't even know, but
I like the idea. Hank Azaria, let's try it.
Hank Azaria was in this baseball TV show that I used to watch when I was in Afghanistan, and I'm trying to remember the name of that show, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like I can't remember the title of it.
I'm not even gonna bother.
But I think it ran for like 3 or 4 seasons.
Was it like a Huck or a Chef or like one word?
Oh, I can't remember.
Most is like Chief Wiggum. It first lists all of his there. Yeah, the Smurfs mad about you. Oh, that'd be interesting. Huff. It was Huff, right? I think that's it. Or is that a different one? No, he was a psychiatrist in that one. So maybe I'm getting it mixed up with that one because that's the one word. Brockmeyer?
Brockmeyer, yes.
Was it Brockmeyer? So it also was a one word. I was just totally off. Oh yeah, Amanda Pete, J.K. Simmons. I forgot he was in there. He was the play-by-play announcer.
Amanda Pete. I forgot she was in that.
Yeah, he was the play-by-play announcer. I was trying to remember how I know he didn't play baseball, but I'm like, was he a manager or a coach? Let's see, he was the play-by-play guy. Because wasn't he like at a big-time team, and then he on the air, he found something, and he went crazy or something, so then he had this, like, not even a minor league team, wouldn't be like a hole-in-the-wall team or something like that, and he had to announce for them instead, like he fallen from grace. Jim Brockmeyer. Alcoholic drug user.
They had a friggin' on-air rant went crazy. It was funny. It was like the funniest opening 2 or 3 minutes of a TV show ever.
Why didn't I finish? I did not finish watching that. I remember watching a few episodes somewhere, but I never finished it.
What a Top Chef. Kinky Red today.
Yeah, but what are you drinking? That's just what you're wearing, right?
The Kinky Red. That's the fresh watermelon and strawberry.
Ross is here. Stop talking to Ross. He might find out.
That's the name, Kinky Red.
What is it? It was strawberry. What is it? What kind of whiskey or liquor is it? Is it a? You said strawberries. What was
the? Watermelon and strawberry.
Now, does it taste like? It tastes like watermelon flavored, not the fruit, right? You ever notice that? Like watermelon Jolly Ranchers are great, but they don't taste like watermelon. You know what I mean? But you know it when you've had it. That when you've had watermelon flavored candy, you're like, yes, that's watermelon candy flavored, not watermelon. Kinky Red. That sounds like some kind of, underwear or something, or TV show on Showtime you used to watch when you were a kid. And your parents were watching.
Yeah, I kind of need to get the hypnotic blue and kind of mix the 2 drinks, but.
Oh, and then you get kinky hypnotic purple.
I'm not good at mixing the 2 drinks. My wife, she can sit there and layer the drinks really well, but
do they stay separated? So you can see like blue on top and red on the bottom, or vice versa.
Yeah, she gets the actual martini glasses and actually layers them really well.
I used to, because we talked about this. You have to turn like a spoon over typically, and there's a technique to pour it over the spoon so it slowly drips in or something. Okay, now we can talk about Ross. He's here. Brockmeyer. I wonder if that's still streaming. I'm still trying to remember for the life of me why I never finished the show. Brockmeyer. They show him announcing in like this terrible, what would you call that? Like, what do you call it? Plaid jersey, or not jersey? What would you call it? Like a suit or blazer? Yeah, just drinking out of the bottle, whiskey or something. I'm gonna find out if it's streaming somewhere.
What's Brockmeyer? Like I said, that's what we got. I gotta use that. Like I said, the opening 3 to 4 minutes of that show. That's gotta be like my opening segment on my channel. That's like the funniest damn thing of any TV show ever made.
AMC Plus. That's why I don't want it. I got enough streaming services. I don't know of a reason to subscribe to AMC. Maybe if I got a free trial, I can get a 7-day free trial of AMC Plus. Maybe just binge it. I got a week to finish it. That sucks. I wish I could. Yeah, I don't think AMC Plus is that expensive. It's just I don't need another streaming service. Need another streaming service like I need a hole in the head, right? Oh yeah, what's the proof? I'm gonna guess like maybe on your whiskey or whatever. It's not a whiskey, a liqueur. 70? That might be high.
Oh, this ain't that bad. Let's see. It's 17% alcohol per volume.
Oh, 34. Wow, terrible. That's real low, huh? So that'd be 34. You just double it. So 34. Yeah. So kind of like isn't that wine territory? I think it is, isn't it? Wine's in that range, isn't it? I think. But does it taste better than like just a red wine? Because it's probably sweeter.
I mean, just right. Yeah, it is pretty sugary. I think at least it tastes sugary.
What do they call it? Do they call it like a liqueur? Because it's not a whiskey, it's not a vodka, right? It's not a rum. What do they even call it? Oh,
yeah, they call it liquor on here.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could just finish that bottle, man. You'd be okay. You wouldn't float home or nothing. You chase that with whiskey. Seems back. Is that backwards? Yeah. I can't remember the last time I've chased whiskey, so I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you chase whiskey with beer or something like that, right? Yeah, so you could chase. Yeah, you could chase. That'd be a little stronger, but it could be worse. You could be chasing whiskey with Everclear or something, or grain alcohol.
I'm not the only one that's like this, but like I don't enjoy beer cans, but like I like bottled beer a whole lot more.
And it usually tastes better. I mean, draft is number one, then bottle, I think, then can if you have to. Because the can you can it can taste like the can a little bit if it's been around, but the bottle, I think with glass, it's pretty good that it doesn't take. You don't get glass particles in your beer, so you don't really taste the glass. But sometimes you can kind of taste the canny type, aluminum type flavor.
I mean,
you know what?
You should. What it is because like I just feel like bottled beer tastes better. So
I think it usually does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel weird. It's been a while since I've been to the bar, but if you ever went to the bar and got a beer, I'm usually going to look for something draft first. Because I'm like, well, my weird calculus is if I'm overpaying for beer already, I want at least get something I can't get at home. Like I can get bottles and cans of Bud Light or whatever the heck right at the store. I don't need to go to a bar to pay $8 for a Bud Light. So I try to get something draft. Then you stick with bottles. But every once in a while, I've been to some hole in the walls and maybe some smaller places, and all they have is canned beer. So if you want to fit in, or like at a baseball game, that's all canned beer usually, for instance, right? Where they get the tall cans and they pour it in front of you, and then they hand you them.
I remember one of these bars back in 2010. So right after I got out of the Army, my wife and I we just got back to Chicago. So I don't know how long we've been back in Chicago, but one of her friends was having a birthday party. So, well, we both knew him. He was in Gerald TC with us. So he was a younger kid. So when I was a senior, he was probably like a sophomore, maybe. So, and my wife was already in college. So
your wife, the cougar.
Yep.
Chasing the young guy. But yeah.
Yeah. So we were both juniors, and He was a freshman. Because I was a year behind already, and my wife went to summer school, and so she graduated. So she was in college when I was in senior year. So
she was way ahead.
Not really. Like I said, my wife is only like 5 months older than me, but I mean, when you look at it, like you look at it as her being in college when I was in senior, but realistically, like we're the same age though.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're at his birthday party, and we were having an argument, and I went to a bar because apparently that's what married couples do.
Oh,
they go to a friggin' bar.
I've seen that sitcom. Yes, right.
What freaking frustrated me about this bartender? Like, I sit down, I have a beer, drinking the beer, good times, yada yada. $2 for the beer. I'm just thinking, okay, that's normal. This guy comes in after me, gets like this, gets like this 12-pack of beer. Bartender gives it to him, $6. I'm looking at him like, wait a minute.
Huh?
You charged me $2 for a freaking bottle of beer, and you just gave this mug 12 bottles for $6 damn dollars.
Yeah. I don't know if I need a calculator to figure that one out. Take off your socks. Start counting your toes. 1, 2, 3.
Motherfucker, that's 50 cents a bottle.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
That's
What
the
kind
Ice Club.
of bullshit is this?
He got the Warehouse Club district where you get a pallet of beer, you get it cheaper or something. That's interesting in a bar they would do that though. Usually a bar wouldn't care. You get charged for every bottle, right? In most bars, I would think. Usually you don't get a bulk discount at a bar. Huh.
I don't know. Maybe he worked there, or maybe
They knew him.
You watch like these shows like Chicago Fire, and it's like a fire department that owns the bar or something.
Oh, yeah.
For all I know, maybe it was something like that. I don't know.
But he's a regular. They know whatever. Yeah, he might have got a family discount.
Well, that's kind of messed up when somebody just walks in and you charge them 4 times what you charge someone else for
Right
something
after
like that.
you just ordered yours too.
Well, that's what fucking face.
I always and I know why they do it, like TV shows and movies. It's kind of like where the number's always 555 something. But whenever they go to the bar, they'll say, "I'll take one beer." Have you ever tried doing that at the bar? They're gonna be like, "Which freaking beer do you want, buddy?" Right? You can't just say, "I'll take a beer." But in every TV show and movie, it's always that because they can't say, "I'll take a Coors Light" or whatever, because then they're advertising Coors Light. But it still always irks me whenever they say that. I'm like, "Oh, come on." I would like to try that once at a bar. I would take one beer, please. Oh, yeah, what do you want? What the fuck do you want? Even small bars have 2 or 3 beers, right?
Or when someone jumps in the car, hey, where are we going? I'm going home. Home. I'm going home. Like, mofo, I don't know where the hell you live.
Yeah, where's home? My home? Your home? Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know when you do it, but it's still, I can't not think about that. Like, I'll try that next time at a restaurant or the bar, or a restaurant where it has like a big liquor menu. I'll take a whiskey, please. Yeah, which one? What the fuck do you want? Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty good. So I told Ross you could chase that whiskey with mayo. He appreciated the comment. He really enjoyed it. He's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea." Do they have alcoholic mayo? That sounds pretty good.
That sounds terrible.
Make an alcoholic deli sandwich.
That sounds absolutely terrible.
Or like an alcoholic Thousand Islands. You can make like an alcoholic Reuben or something.
All right.
Could you get the sauerkraut? Could you pickle that or whatever in like a whiskey and then put that in a sandwich? You know how they sometimes do stuff like olives and cherries.
I'm gonna have to start making videos about chasing alcohol with mayo now.
With mayo.
That's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to start making short videos to embarrass myself like that because
that would be kind of fun.
And I'm gonna have to go viral now, making alcohol mayo videos.
You just be like, you take this drink and then you get a mayo out with a spoon and you just eat it out of the spoon out of the jar. That would really probably tilt Ross. See, I don't know if I could do. I like mayo. I don't know if I've ever had mayo on its own. I don't know if I could have a spoonful of mayo. It's got to be in and on something, right?
Ross would be like, don't do it. Don't do it.
How about you get a nice assortment of Little Debbie's zebra cakes and what was it, Swiss cake rolls? Ooh, you get the Swiss cake roll. Is there a way you can extract the cream from that and instead put mayo?
Oh God!
I mean, it could be worse. It could be that thing you posted to your YouTube channel, right? I still can't believe that, but then you'd be begging for mayo if you found out what she cooked with. I can't believe that. That sounds like something out of a terrible movie, doesn't it? Well, Van Wilder. I can't believe. What's the world coming to? So yeah, don't go to potlucks anymore. You can't trust the food. Don't. Oh, vodka.
Perhaps it's coming.
Is she meaning mayo and vodka, or zebra cakes and vodka, or? Yeah, I mean vodka. I think is good because if you have real vodka, it shouldn't taste like much of anything. So you can really flavor it up if you wanted to.
Hey, you saw my comment about Van Wilder, National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Yeah, I was thinking of Swiss cake rolls, but instead of the cream, you put in mayo. But then it started thinking about your recent post, and it could be worse. I just put mayo in there. I could have put more stuff.
Those freaking Slim Guns, they beat off that poor damn dog. And they put in the freaking muffins and served it to the damn frat house. I'm like, oh, you sick bastards.
Oh, yeah.
And they
What were those?
huh?
They were like cream puffs or something like that.
And
Yeah,
then they
I don't know what
freaking
you're talking about, but yeah.
and they took freaking photos and put it at the bottom of the damn basket. I'm like, oh, you sick bastards. Ugh. And I saw that damn story from yesterday. I'm like,
Yeah.
people, all kinds of nasty bastards out there.
I can't imagine getting a dog to do that just to put in a pastry just to trick some college kids into eating it. Wow. I kind of blocked that out, but we all saw that movie, I think. I think I saw it younger than I should have been when I saw it, but you don't really think what's the ramifications of somebody actually doing that in real life. You're like, wait, you jerked off a dog and you did what? All to get back at another frat or whatever they were doing? I'm like, really? Aren't there better tricks you can play on the frat than bestiality? Like, but it was funny at the time, right? You didn't think of it like, oh, ha, ha, they're jerking off a dog. But if you think about it, you're like, that's fucked up. You imagine doing that in real life? No, I could not. Yeah. That was Ryan Reynolds, wasn't it? A young Ryan Reynolds, a young future.
I think he played all Van Wilds.
Before he made it big as whatever he is now. Actor.
I mean, how many Van Wilds did he play? Wasn't there like 2 or 3 Van Wilder movies?
I don't think he was in the second one though. Didn't they have? Wasn't it like the Revenge of Ron or something like that? I'm trying to remember Van Wilder 2. I think Van Wilder 2, A New Batch. No, that wasn't it. Attack of the Clones. This is Van Wilder 2, Attack of the Clones. No. Van Wilder 2, Van Wilder in New York. Something. I'm going to other sequels. Right, Gremlins 2, A New Batch. Van Wilder 2, Electric Boogaloo. I think that's what it was. Oh, the Van Wilder 2, Search for Curly's Gold. I think that was. I always go with Star Wars, so it could be like Van Wilder 2. You could either say Van Wilder 2, Attack of the Clones, because that was episode 2, or Van Wilder 2, Empire Strikes Back, which was the second movie probably we all saw, but technically was the 5th movie. Hey, we rebooted. We're back. Isn't that weird? I still don't get what that does at.
Hour 50 minutes.
Why? Why does it? Such a weird number. 110 minutes. Yeah, that's. I don't know why. That's. Have you Googled that? Is there a reason why it does that? Isn't that weird?
It only does it when I'm on my cell phone. It doesn't do it when I'm on the computer.
But it's fairly consistent. Like if it was random times and rebooted or reset, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's doing, you'd be like, okay, maybe it's your cell phone, maybe it lost connection or battery issues. It tried to conserve battery. I don't know. Maybe the CPU did something, whatever. But it's almost always an hour 45. Lately it's been an hour and 50 minutes. It's very close to that same time each time. So
yeah,
it must mean something, like some code somewhere in the app or something is doing it. It's not some network condition or, like I said, CPU or memory condition in your phone. I don't
yeah.
You get really geeky. Now my day job's creeping in. I'm trying to think of solving the computer problem if it is one. That's weird. Because it's software from YouTube, right? Isn't it that what you use?
Yeah.
Like baked into YouTube or something like that? Versus some of those, is it Real Studio, StreamYard, some of those other ones that you charge? I think BBA has one of them. But then you're paying for it, but then you can stream and have like 75 co-hosts or something silly. You can stream to Twitch and to YouTube and to TikTok and to Facebook, I guess. Maybe. I assume you can stream to multiple.
Yeah, I tried logging into StreamYard when Bone Break in Action was having a dual live stream one day. He tried to log me into his account with him, but whenever I tried logging in, like it wasn't showing audio or camera for me. Like, yeah, you're in the breakout room or whatever the hell they call it, but like your phone and your mic isn't working, or your camera and your mic's not working. I'm like, well, shoot, well, how the hell am I supposed to be able to join this live stream then? So
you can have many co-hosts as you want, but they can't be on TV and you can't hear them. Oh,
yeah, so I think I actually have to have an account in order to be able to join or something, or maybe I need updated software. I don't know.
Can you get a free account and just one of you, because it's a paid one, isn't it? Isn't one of those paid?
Well, when I tried signing up for StreamYard before, like it said, you have to add your credit card information. I'm like, no, man, I'm not doing credit card information anymore for this stuff, because I always forget to stop my credit card payments or whatnot.
Cancel it, and then pretty soon they charge your credit card for the next month or whatever. Yeah. That's the whole reason why they offer free trials, because they assume most people are busy and won't remember, and after a week or month or whatever, hey, we get to charge them $1 billion or whatever. Yeah. Kind of an interesting business model. A lot of people have it, though. So it wouldn't let you join. Interesting. So I saw So the new BRGs aren't very good, huh? I did,
Yeah, I got my
going
40
back.
the other day, and I took
Haku
I didn't
Tonga.
take Haku out. I took the other three out. I mean, Haku, it is what it is. I mean, it's basically the LGN original. I'm like, I ain't messing with that. I don't care about that one. I took out Tonga Kid. I'm like, I mean, we all know the feel of a big rubber guy figure. They're all hardened figures,
Yeah.
not LJN esque. I don't know what is up with the hands down like so.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how I am about play pose. And for majority of us, look, these are not supposed to be playable figures. There's a reason they say 18 and above for a
That's
lot
true.
of these, packages. I think when they first started out with the line, they tried making them very as close to the original line as possible, which I think we all loved and appreciated. And then later on, they kind of moved away from the original line and they started making it their own, which is great. It's your line. Make it as
Yeah.
close to your preference as possible. Make it your own setup. Got it. But the fact that you guys were trying to keep it as close to the original, that's what I think. For me personally, that's what made me love the line as much as I did. Like when you look at the original Series 2, the original Series 2 Demolition, people
Hmm.
are calling that Timu Demolition figures compared
Oh.
to like Series 12. I'm like, are you guys freaking insane? Those original Series 2 Demolition figures were incredible. Like how the Series 12 or Demolition are fantastic as well. But like how can you criticize the original Series 2?
Hmm.
Uh People are saying that the Texas Tornado figure, Kerry Von Erich, looks like Rick Martel. Absolutely. I really wish that the tassels on the legs were like actual loose. You could actually get
Okay.
underneath them, and not built-ons.
Yeah.
Uh, the Bruiser Brody, like with the hands are funky. Like it's just all around just bad pieces.
Mm. You think you'll stop buying BRGs then? Maybe too. Is it getting that? You've
I
had
don't think
a couple
so.
lately.
I
Okay.
still like the line. I still want to keep going, but
Disappointment. Disappointment.
I've at this point I've stopped. I mean, I gave up on zombie sailors a long time ago, right? I felt like their stuff has just been crap for a long time. I've even stopped getting grapplers gimmicks, and I haven't.
Hmm.
And I like grapplers gimmicks, but too much stuff for too long. Maybe I might have to. Luckily for big rubber guys, they don't come out with so much so often. So like, it's a little bit more affordable. So,
Easier to stay up and yeah. Hmm.
but I
Yeah.
might not be able to go for two figures at a time. I should be able to get one set and that's it.
Yeah.
So this whole idea about continuing, picking up a second set that I could put loose and put them on the shelves, that's probably going to end up stopping. So I have to decide what do I want more? That second set that I put on the shelf and have them all where I could look at that carded shelf, or start putting them loose on the white shelf. What do I want to look at more?
Can you have your cake and eat it too? Because I know since they're reopenable, reclosable, just ordering the one, taking the ones you like out loose, and then keep the other ones carded, I guess, if you want, and rotate them, and just
Maybe that's
make do.
possible.
Because I'm crazy. I even throw away the bubbles because I'm like I'm never putting them back in its case, and I don't because those bubbles take up a lot of room. The card back I can keep, but actually I even start getting rid of duplicate card backs. That's how little I want to keep
Well,
this.
it's actually the inserts, the
That's the
because
money.
those actual inserts, I started using those for my Maniac Right Wrestling figures
All right.
because the
Mm-hmm.
ones that Sin Bodhi sent me, those cards suck. Like those aren't even real cards and bubbles. But
Mm-hmm.
like I started using the big rubber guys for inserts, and if I was smart and I didn't use the crap that Sin sent me, I could have actually used the big rubber guy bubbles and for my carding, and those would have actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, I think you posted one or two of them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember which figure in the
But the
lineup.
problem is, I was using the ones that Finn sent me, and I ended up taping that stuff up, and they're all bent and looks like shit.
Okay, so you're saying yeah, put the figure in the whole BRG package with the card from BRG too, right? And so it fits
No,
perfect.
the ones that
You
the
still
card
okay?
back that Sin made me.
You'll still use
I
your
should
card back, but
I
yeah.
should have used that card backing for the actual bubbles from BRG.
Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting if it fits. So yeah, we now got another AI idea for Bum, Stone Cold Bum Austin. I like to see that. He's done all the other different holidays and other themes. Could he do a Stone Cold Bum Austin?
He's got to start his own line now.
I mean, he's got so many ideas. He probably could. I don't know how much he'd really have to. If he thought buying retro figures was expensive and try making all those different, how many different? Well, I guess it'd be just one mold. It'd just be repaints on a lot. Well, no, some of them will be different. Like he might be holding a bunny for Easter or doing something else. So they're not all repaints, are they? A lot of them are the same pose, but yeah, it would be kind of a neat idea though. Or the chase would be you get a random Bum holiday figure. You order the 4-pack, and maybe you'll get USA Bum or Karate Kid Beat Her Up or Halloweeny Bum, or the Easter one was pretty cute. And it's kind of also cute because if you know the backstory, Bum actually does he have bunnies now? I know he's had bunnies in the past as pets, so that's an actual that could be a real photo. Him holding and petting little bunny.
I don't know if 2026 will work, but 2027 might be a possibility if we sell a ton of stuff. But maybe a Christmas Bum Shadows Santa Claus figure, maybe a Halloween Bone Breaking Action figure.
Oh yeah, no, his would work. Yeah, that'd be good.
And if we could recycle the same, and I hate doing this because I don't want to be the guy that's complained about other companies recycling the same molds and then me be the guy doing the exact same thing. But if I paid this fortune on this mold,
yeah.
I'm a startup. I got to make use out of it. Okay, I got to bite my tongue, and I got to what's the word I'm looking for?
Like recuperate your costs, or not recuperate, recoup your costs and that sort of thing.
Well, I definitely got to recoup the cost, but I got to kind of not retract what I said in the past, but
that part, yeah. Now you can understand why those companies do that a lot. Because even your bigger companies,
I kind of have an appreciation for why they do it, but
I guess at least early on, I'm sure Collect Majors made enough money they wouldn't have to repaint as much as they do, but
yeah,
they realize people still buy them, so why wouldn't you? If people will buy every color Ric Flair because they're Ric Flair fans, then of course let's release the green tided Flair now, and then every once in a while we'll mix it up and make them bloody, right? And that'll be a special $100 million figure. Kind of dumb if they won't, because if the market demands it, and even I've got a couple of the Flairs, I think, because I bought the green one and I've got the blue one with the belt. Don't got the bloody one; that's too expensive. I missed it whenever they sold out.
Yeah. And guys, we are past the 9 o'clock 2-hour marker.
We won.
So we are going to close out live stream for today, but I do want to hit up on one thing for tomorrow's tournament video. Actually, there is one thing I was going to hit on because in tomorrow's tournament that I have airing at 9 a.m., one of the guys that reached out to me on Facebook, I butcher his name, Peter Cisco, I think is how you pronounce his name. So he's one of those indie wrestlers, and he's worked with guys like Abdullah the Butcher, and he actually sent me a photo of how he's worked with Abdullah in the past, and how they're both bloody as hell in the ring, and I just think that they look crazy cool as hell, right? And he might be one of those first. He might be one of the very first guys I work with as possible indie wrestlers that we release potentially. He is one of the very first guys to reach out to me about wanting to make a figure of him, and I'm like, let's stay in contact because this is a possibility. Bone Breaking Action has talked about Evil Nate, and we talked about him plenty. I think enough. Where I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think he's got that awesome look.
Yeah.
So if we can make an Evil Nate and maybe Peter's figure too, that's something I might want to be interested in.
You can even release like a Halloween pack. You can release a Halloween pack like a BBA, use the Devil and Evil Nate, like as a 3-pack or something.
Yes.
Especially because like you have BBA and some of the other people, I don't like Halloween movies as much as you guys do, but you really love Halloween movies. So it also has a nice story to it. People can see that you love this stuff. You love figures, you love wrestling, and you love Halloween, and it'd be like a perfect synergy or whatever you want to call it. Like those 3-packs they release of the elites. There's a lot. Well, the Piper's Pit is a recent 3-pack. Mattel releases a lot of those. I remember getting that. It was a terrible figure, but it was on sale at Target. Was it the Evolution one? It was the one that had Triple H in a suit, and it didn't really look like him, and the suit was kind of weird. And Randy Orton was young, but it didn't really look like him. And then I forget, Batista. But I was just starting my collecting, and it was a sale at Target. So I'm like, oh, I'll pick it up. And you got the figures, and you're kind of like, yeah, these look kind of funky. So a 3-pack, that seems like a pretty common. They've released a lot of 3-packs, right? That could work. I mean, if you have a fourth, you could always add it, but it'd be a nice Halloween theme.
Yeah. So, but that's some of the updates, man. I think the stuff is good is happening. Like I am excited with the potential, but I mean I'm still getting people reaching out like you know withhold some of your excitement because be prepared for the worst. And I'm like, guys, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm definitely prepared for the worst. But I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that this line is as successful as I want it to be because there are so many things I want to do with this line, so many characters I want to make, so many figures I want to make, so many characters I want to create, so many figures I want to make. Um, this has potential to be something truly amazing. And
Sounds
the
exciting.
fact that every week that we get the opportunity to talk about this stuff, people that tune in and watch and get to see this grow with me, shoot, I'm as excited to share this with everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good. I think it's gonna be fun.
It's kind of neat also to be on the ground floor. I feel like that way with Latuni, is that I missed a lot of the stuff, BRGs and other things. So it feels like he's got a lot of good figures, and I get to buy them all if I want to because I actually started collecting when he started producing them. Where I
Yeah,
missed BRG a couple years ago. So for me to get a Series 2 Demolition now, because I wasn't even into wrestling figures when they had the pre-order for that years and years ago, whenever it was, I have to spend $1 billion on eBay, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to make do with the current Demolition. At least I got the current Series Demolition, right? I'll have to make do with that because
absolutely.
I'm not gonna pay that much money. I'd rather buy something else. I'd probably rather go buy LGNs from 40 years ago, some Lucy LGNs that are in decent shape, right? That might be scratching my nostalgia better than buying the Series 2 BRGs. Um, it is what it is. You can't get it all. You can't collect it all. Maybe you and Kyle Peterson can, but no, I can't. I missed it. But anyway, no, that sounds cool. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get all our Maniac Riot Wrestling. Get a. Do you think there'll be reopenable cases? Can I get away with buying one, or we'll have to buy two to keep one mint when they come
Well,
out?
right now, I mean, when I put up that poll about a month or so ago, I mean, people
Yeah.
wanted resealable cases, so that's probably what we're gonna try to go with.
Cool.
The
I'm
only
one of
issue
the
with that,
people. I'm one of the people that did
yeah,
that.
the only issue with that is how do we put the poster in those cases?
Yeah, because BRGs don't give you posters. Mattel LJNs are not resealable. The Latunis aren't, but I don't know if it was the posters. I remember because I asked when I didn't know AJ yet, and he which is nice. He didn't know me from Adam. When I made
Yeah,
my first Latuni order, he tracked it and followed it and said, "Okay, UPS or whatever delivered." Like on a Tuesday or whatever, and he
yeah,
immediately reached out and sent me an email saying, "Oh, so how's it looking? How's it going? Blah blah blah." And I mentioned it to him. Man, I'd be neat if it's resealable like the BRGs. I was still just getting into it, and I forget what he said, but there are certain reasons why, if it's because the card was too heavy or the figures were too heavy or there's something that resealable just wasn't a good option for him. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that sucks. Oh well, it was just a shot. He's asking me for feedback, so I'm like, it would just be nice because even though I want to open all my stuff. I don't need a mint on card, but I would like the card in decent shape. So like the retros, I'm still keeping the cards. Like Bum and I, we both open all of our retros. He gives away his cards. I've been keeping them for now. I suspect one of these days or years I'll have too many of them or I'll get sick of them, like I did with my Lego boxes. I used to do the same thing with my Lego boxes when I was building Legos. I would keep them when I'd flatten them. And I'm like, man, I've got like totes and totes of Lego boxes that are empty sitting in my closet or garage or basement. Like, what am I doing with these? Am I really enjoying them anymore? I ended up recycling. I had a cathartic moment and I said, put them in the
nice.
recycle bin, got rid of them. I might do that with these, but for now, I like to keep them. So I'm kind of careful when I open up the not the grapplers and gimmicks, but the figure collections and all the other ones. I'm kind of careful opening them up so I can keep the card as pristine as possible, and then I throw away the bubble. But so
Hell yeah.
that's another benefit of the resealable is that the card stays pristine. Anyway,
And BBA talking about that
Woo.
wrestling ring, shoot.
Yeah,
We've also talked about adding that
cage.
barbed wire around the ropes.
Okay,
Shoot.
you have a barbed wire option. You have to have a steel cage. And maybe a steel cage with a roof option, so you can do like a Hell in the Cell or a War Games type of thing too.
Oh
Maybe.
damn. You guys are making this thing crazy expensive, but
Well, they
shoot.
could be options. You buy the ring, the base ring, and then you have to buy the cage pack, right? The accessories are separate packages they add on to the cage or the ring. right? I think.
I don't know because like I see that those play sets like LJN has, obviously the ring, but they also have like this play set that's separate
Okay.
where it's like a steel cage set by itself. And I don't like that. Like I want if you're gonna have a ring and you're gonna have a cage, I'd rather have the cage actually be part of the ring. Like you don't have to necessarily put the ring and the cage together, right? You can just have the ring by itself. But it would be nice to have the cage and all the accessories that go with the ring together.
It
That
would.
way, fans don't have to pay all this extra money for all
Mm.
these additional accessories later on.
But that's
Because
why
I
you
feel
do it though, as well as if you build it into the ring, you make them buy two rings, one with the cage and one without. It's a money grab in that case, right? If they do.
that's what I feel like, and so I feel like I'm taking care of my fans by and my buyers by having all this extra stuff for them right off the bat.
And
So
that was the thing I was going to say too. Also, BBA include M80s or something. Well, you probably can't do that, but I was trying to think of those exploding matches. As soon as you said the barbed wire ropes, I start thinking of like Terry Funk and Mick Foley and like the Japanese matches is very common over there. And they've had some exploding runs. I think they've even done them in AEW, or they tried to, but the timing was off. They tried to do an exploding ring there too. I don't know how you'd safely do that, but the only reason I'd also say is that you could package the accessories separate is if you wanted to keep the price of the ring low.
yeah,
That's another option. Is like you saying, okay, with all the accessories, it's $100 ring. Well, maybe people don't have to spend $100 for a ring, but they'll spend 50 or 40. Okay, so all you get is the ring for $40, and then maybe later on you can save up, or if you're a kid, your next birthday or next time you do good, then you can get mom and dad to buy you the cage accessory for only $10 or $20. Those kind of things. But either way,
right
the
on.
ring would be kind of neat. That's a neat idea because you need, even if you're not playing with them, they do look kind of cool. You see a lot of those photos and stuff. Instead of just putting them on a shelf or on your desk at work or whatever, putting them in the ring. I
But
even
I gotta wonder what a price tag on a ring would be because obviously the
uh,
ring's got to be the exact same size of a regular LJN. So I'm thinking like actual LJN box, something that size. So
they don't.
shipping for that, I mean,
Yeah,
if a figure is going for $100, I mean a ring's got to be what 200 more.
it's a good question. It probably really depends on how expensive it will be to make it. And they don't make a modern LJN ring yet, do they? Is Mattel announced that they're going to come out with one eventually? They must, right? Eventually, you would think. Even if these
Yeah,
are marketed as adults, there's some adults buying them for their children. I'm
yeah,
sure, and even some of us adults want a ring, like I said, to display them in. Or you want to take it, maybe you like to take action photos. You create content like you and Bum and them, and you want to sell. Because I see a lot of them. Well, because in fact, AJ had asked me to take a picture because he was asking me about my animal. Did you buy the
yeah.
white animal Everest?
I didn't. It's
Okay,
the one I didn't get. Um,
but he was
I don't
asking
know
me
if I
for
will.
feedback. Yeah, I mean it's different. Um, he was asking me for feedback and stuff, and he wanted me to take a picture. I'm like, oh yeah, I've never really taken those pictures, but you see some of the people take the neat. Somebody had like a neat one of the WrestleManic retro machos, and I think he was getting interviewed by Mean Gene Oakland in a ring, and then he had the bus driver. It looked like it was the bus driver from The Simpsons as the cameraman, which is kind of neat. Those kind of photos, they look better in the ring. So even if I'm not going to play in the ring, you want a ring as a set
Yeah.
piece of some kind.
Yep. Hey, what's happening,
Yeah,
Steven?
variant rings. That's a way to make money. Oh, Steven's in the house.
Current rings.
But yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious if Mattel comes out with a LGN ring, how much it will be. They've got to
Absolutely.
eventually, right? Have they announced that? They haven't, have they? I haven't followed it.
Not yet.
They've got to
But
eventually, right? Maybe next Christmas.
yeah. I gotta wait for but I'm waiting to hear back from these guys at Alibaba.
Okay.
Once they finish production or once they start production, obviously, and they give me the cost of the full cost of 250 figures or 500 figures, well, however many I buy. If the cost is very cheap, like if I'm expecting like $10,000, and let's hypothetically,
Yeah.
if I'm expecting the cost to be $15,000, and they tell me the cost is $2,000.
Oh,
If I'm expecting 15,000 and they tell me the cost is 2,000, suddenly that $100 price tag is going to become a $50 price tag. So that's going to change everything for me. And that's going to make and suddenly that $250 figures that I'm gonna buy, I could change that to 500 figures because it's gonna be a
oh
lot
yeah.
cheaper to buy than originally thought.
You can make more and
Yeah.
you can sell them for less, which hopefully means you sell more. It's funny. So you are very hopeful because as soon as you said if the original price tag was 10 to 15 grand and they told you two, I would assume someone fucked up. I would
Yeah.
assume they messed up. They misunderstood what you wanted it made out of, or they're going to make 8-inch figures or 2-inch figures instead of 8 inch. Or I would assume like no, you did something wrong. It shouldn't be a fifth. My mind went to doom, pessimism. That's
Yeah.
the thing I thought of. But you were thinking of it in a positive way. I know you were just choosing the numbers, but I can't turn my brain off. I immediately thought, okay, something messed up. There's a
Yeah.
miscommunication here.
But now that you say that, now I didn't think about that. Shoot.
No, I
Now
didn't want to. Yeah, I don't want to spread my pessimism virus to you, but
oh god.
I think about that stuff. Uh-oh. What? If you can read this, I'm naked. He's rocking out with his bum out. No, this is nice. It's nice to interact in the chat, so you will miss that. But you can always rewatch these. You keep them all on your network, because there'll be a few times that I'm actually pretty good. I'm much of a homer that I can usually make most of your live streams, especially if I'm in them. But hey, life gets in the way. A lot of times I miss your premiere because you premiere at like 9 a.m. Well, the other night or the other day, I think you had one. I tried to catch into the chat, and then work got in the way. I'm just so fortunate that this is the desk I also can work at home, so I can have you up here on this monitor while I'm working, and then a meeting or something. Somebody needed help, and I kind of forgot that you. So by the time I checked in, the show was already over. I'm like, okay. It's nice to have flexibility. I can't really complain, right? I'm doing that at work, but life gets in the way.
Yeah. With tomorrow's tournament video, I asked the question: is that episode? Am I going to choose the figures that's best for me or best for the tournament? And I think people are going to be surprised with my choices, and I was surprised with my choices. And I think if I were to do that tournament again next year, my choices might be different. And I think it will be different next year. But based on this year, I think you would probably be pleasantly surprised by who I would choose.
What time is the premiere tomorrow? Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Let's go back. Yep, let's go back to 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But guys, I am going to end the stream here for today. As always, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Always a special thank you for Elle for co-hosting the show with me.
Thanks for having me.
And I will see everybody on Saturday. And want to wish everybody a great rest of your night. Take care, everybody.